our jobs, guys.
I'm not. I fucked that up. I fucked that up greatly. I went to my ending stream because I missed the button that I'm supposed to press.
Okay, oh my god, I'm just saying, you could have added what you wanted to add in meanwhile.
You know
the
why?
Stuff is real.
No, you know why this happened? Is because we were doing so good today. We were doing so good, and then life was like, well, fuck you.
You just had to jinx us.
No, I didn't even say it. I didn't even say it. It just happened. Hold on. I need to do a thing.
Welcome in, guys. We are back with the usual Monday stuff.
You know what? I'm leaving my tail on this time. So there.
Damn. Crack open an energy drink, y'all. We starting late tonight.
We're
starting late. We're starting at the time we always start.
The normal Monday time.
This is the normal, guys.
This is the Monday story time TM day. I need to do a thing really quick.
We could start earlier. We would, but our lives are a mess right now. It takes us that amount of time to get ready.
I wanted to. I'm gonna actually do a thing really quick. I wanted to add. Where is my? Hello? I'm gonna change the screen really quick because I wanted to add something over here that I realized Kit had, and I did not. I know. Kit was ahead of me. She was like, I'm gonna do this thing. Okay, so next time I will have the logo on for Mondays. How do you do, fellow degenerates? You must away. Okay, have a good night, Linky.
Take care.
Oh my god, who we got here? We have Ren. Ren, congrats on the first. Also, I really like how Sun and Son of Randy were like in your chat and being like first. And
second.
Then I was like,
oh my god,
second. But I was like, I mean, if they were in my stream, they would have been first, like first. Okay.
The day I was going to set all that up, it did not happen. It was bad.
No, that's fair. It's kind of a pain. So we've got Kieferoid, Link, Ren, Tanky, Just Calf. God, Linky did all the things. Kieferoid with the 60 stream streak and Link with the 95. Good God.
Oh my gosh.
Hello Torque and Moose. We have to do the moisturize and the stretch because that's what Moose makes us do every time. I just got water all over me. Oh fuck. I'm so graceful tonight. I'm so graceful.
Dude, I literally, oh my God. Sometimes when we're yapping, I spill my tea and I just have to not say anything.
Oh, story time. A seizure earlier. Okay, I laid down. Oh, I'm sorry. That's awful, Ren.
No.
Okay, you had a story time that you were gonna tell me.
Story time.
About the age thing.
TLDR, I feel old.
Okay.
Okay, this was like on Sunday. One of the cashiers, said that there was like a cute girl in line, but then he couldn't tell how old she was and she was buying liquor, right? So he's like, oh shit, I should ID her, right? And he looks at the year on her ID and he's like, oh my God, I thought she was so cute, but then I saw the year on her ID and she's like 1999. She's probably like 27. Oh my God, that's so freaking old. I'm sitting there thinking like,
what?
Are you kidding me?
Hello?
You know, if he didn't say 99, I probably would have rolled my eyes. 98, whatever. I would have rolled my eyes. I would have scuffed. He said,
but literally, you're.
And then I felt personally attacked. I was like, "You're fucking kidding me!" And then, no, it gets worse. And then, oh my God, I'm like trying to remember how it was.
Dude, personally affronted. That's so rude.
It was so freaking rude. It just got worse and worse the more he opened his mouth too. And he was like, "Oh, like I just didn't expect her to be that old."
That's not.
And then he's like, she had your complexion. I was like, what? She was Asian?
Hello?
And he's like, no, she was just really pale.
White people exist. What?
Oh my God. And then he was like, she didn't have any wrinkles or gray hair or anything. And I was looking at him like, do you think I'm supposed to have wrinkles by now?
I'm gonna strangle your coworker. I swear to God.
I'm gonna lose.
I have like, cause I have some gray hair, but like I dye my hair so you can't see them usually. But I don't dye them to hide the gray hair. I just like to dye my hair because I like colors. But like I'm very pale and wrinkles are not a thing that I have a lot of at this moment. Thank God. So like, what the fuck, bro? Wrinkles do not.
I was looking at him like, wait, how old did you think I was? And then he's like, I don't know, like 24, 20, 26. And I'm like, there's not that much of a difference between that and 27.
No, literally anybody between the ages of like 20 and 30, it could be either way. Depending on like,
I don't think there's that much of a difference.
There's not.
There's not. Gonna lose it.
The only difference is like your lifestyle. Like if you're outside a lot, you're gonna get wrinkles because that's how the sun works. The
sun bakes you. Literally,
the sun bakes you. That's why a lot of like people that stay outside a lot, if they don't wear sunscreen, it ages you prematurely. Literally.
Oh yeah. It was so funny too. And there's a coworker who sometimes stops by stream. We used to do like Monster Hunter and stuff together. So I was like, you must think Debo's a fucking fossil then, because he's like and he's like, I do.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I was like, I can't look at you.
Wrinkles are hot though. Musk, of course you would think that. I have a sore throat and it did go away with water. Do you have allergies, Torque? Sounds like allergies. Wait, I just like to cap something off. My Weird Rat Alchemist Artificer is named Finnegan Squeaks. Fitty? That's kind of cute. I'm not over the old. I can't.
I have another funny work story too. Not directly pertaining to it.
But funny work story, yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, there's like a coworker, he's like notoriously loud and he's kind of unhinged, right? I didn't know he was hard at hearing. I thought he was just loud because that's how he was. He's like obnoxiously loud too, like full volume.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I relate.
No, like there's no break to it. Constantly shouting. And sometimes he says hi to me. It's not like we really talk, but like he'll say hi to me in passing.
Yeah, it's like that coworker greeting. Whatever.
Yeah. So and usually it's like in the morning. I'm like doing price changes and shit. So like I'm not really paying attention. But like if someone greets me, I'll say hi, right?
Yeah.
So I did as per usual. And then there's like an awkward silence, and then he like pokes his head into my corner, and he's like, "Do you ever reply?" I was like, I replied every time. What do you mean? And he's like, oh, I thought you were ignoring me the whole time.
You're like, no,
I just know I've been.
You're like, no, I'm just not screaming at you.
No, and I felt really bad because he's hard at hearing, and he thought I was just being a bitch.
Oh
no! And then I was telling other coworkers this, and they said, oh yeah, he was asking about you, like, what's wrong with her?
Oh, that's a really funny.
I felt like such a bitch.
You're like, I'm not ignoring you. You just can't hear me.
I told him, I'm like, I literally, I replied every time, like literally without fail every time. I'm like, I don't know if you heard me or not, but I did reply. It's like, oh, your voice is probably just so deep that I didn't hear it.
I guess.
I'm like,
this is poor man. You have the flu. Torque, stay away from me. Torque, don't. Quarantined. Quarantined.
Goodies.
I don't need to be sick. Thank God you're over there.
Literal continents away.
Well,
we're on the
same continent. We're just countries away. Thankfully. So I don't remember who read first last time. I know we had a fight about it.
I think the fight resulted in me reading first. I will also say my story is probably 40 minutes long. In theory, I should go first this time.
Okay. I think actually...
Unless, if you go first, then I think we should read like one of the stories in the Discord after to try to buffer it. Otherwise, I don't think we have a way of mitigating.
Actually, yeah, I think you do... Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this time it is you. I think it's you this time that goes first.
Are we doing the poll at the end then to save time?
Oh, I
Or,
mean, we
like-
could do it now. I totally forgot about the poll. I'm staring
'Cause
at
then
the
it's
prompts and I
$12
just
for an
totally
extra
forgot
10.
about the poll.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do.
Do you think we should? I
Here,
don't
put this
know.
here.
Maybe we should wait and do it after then. I don't know.
It's gonna take the same amount of time either way. It's gonna be 10 minutes.
No. Like waiting for a break or whatever. Otherwise, I'm gonna get cut off. The extra 10. I might need the extra 10. Is what I'm saying.
Oh. Well, you could read yours first, and I'll keep the prompts up on the thing, and then we can do a vote in the middle.
I guess it doesn't matter. Well, I guess we could just launch it and then I can read, right?
I mean, here's the thing: if there's ads on either of our stream, I think I'll push mine out 5 minutes so that your ads play and people can come over to my stream, and then when my ads play, they can go over to your stream.
I see.
That might work to like be staggered if you want to do it that way. That way you don't have to worry about people not hearing the story.
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't know how long your story is going to go. It's pretty long.
40 plus minutes. 40 plus minutes.
Okay, so probably you're going to get hit with an ad no matter what, I'm going to say. So, because we don't even have an ad break for like 40. We don't have an ad break for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
But, you know.
Which is why I'm like, I think I should just read. But...
Well, that's what I'm saying. You why don't you just read? And then
Okay.
you'll probably get hit with the ads. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna get hit with ads. Just keep reading.
No. Like, so do we run the poll now or no?
No, we're gonna do it after you're done reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that you can
That was
get
the
everything. Yeah,
question.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
we'll do it after you're done reading, and then we'll do the poll, and then I'll read.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm running to I'm running to chat.
Okay. I am adjusting myself. Alrighty, I guess I am going first. The cosmic gravity of small things. The Argentus Fane did not sit upon the surface of a planet or even a star. It was affixed to the very spine of the universe, at the core of cosmic collision, swirling galaxies and temporally coalescing stars. It was a towering cathedral of solidly refracting light, tempered through space. The hallways were paved in the mirrored luminescence of starlight that chimed with resonance, humming in time with the rhythm of cosmic design. There was no ceiling, just the churning indigo plume of the veil between here and the great beyond. Seated at the center of it all was Evren. She was ethereal in her radiance, unquantifiable in every sense of the word, immeasurable in the power she wielded. Her hair was a cascading wave of moonlit silver, drifting in a dreamy state of low-gravity grace, her eyes alight with an eternal glow of galaxies within, a pulsing nebulous gaze of amethyst and golds. She wore a gown, woven from the intricate spectrums of countless different worlds, a shimmering aurora of light that flowed as she moved with languid elegance. Evren held the power to collapse a star with a snap of her fingers, to rewrite the symphony of chaos that spun in the planets around her. She was a primordial force, a singularity that is incomprehensible to behold. And at the core of it all, she was quite frankly bored to tears. She was the architect of a creation, keeper of the cosmos, the eclipse in polarity. Yet to herself, she was just the curator of a very large, rather quiet museum. She could swat away passing meteors, arrange constellations into neat, organized rows, but at the end of it all, it was just lonely celestial geometry. She sighed against the weight of it all. Otto, she called out, her musical voice echoing like a stellar chime. A small spherical entity made of chrome and reflective gears teetered out from the alcoves above. It had a singular cobalt eye, odd tinkering arms, and a tiny top hat that served absolutely no purpose. Yes, your infinite eminence, it chirped back. I have rearranged the constellation Sagittarius to look like a teapot, she said with a sigh, reclining indifferently to lean her chin against her hand. I've changed the gravitational frequencies of Saturn's rings to hum in G sharp. Is there anything left to do on the agenda? You have a tea party planned with the void at the sun's zenith, Otto replied, its gears whirling. Though it's expected to be a no-show as per usual, it's quite lacking in the physical presence for social gatherings after all. Do you think you're funny? Quite, actually. It's part of my charm. Erin slumped further in her seat. Disappointed, she stared out at the balcony that overlooked the universe beyond the reflective walls of her palace. She could see the glimmering threads of the mortal realms, tethers of destiny interlocking through complicated loops and knots. They were messy, chaotic, and ultimately tragic in how short-lived they were. They drifted, they argued, they started wars, they fell in love, and then they died. To a celestial being such as Everin, who sung and wove the tapestries of galaxies since the dawn of time, these threads were akin to a flickering flame of a candle. They were beautiful in how they yearned wholeheartedly, yet ephemeral by design. If you blinked, they would be gone, snuffed out in an instant. This is the problem, Otto, of having it all. There's nothing left to want. The problem of time and the spaces between. I am everywhere and nowhere at once. It's all so boring. She closed her starlit eyes, massaging her temple. Why don't you branch out? Invite a guest. Perhaps another celestial deity? I don't know, a wayward star? Or you all just a dime a dozen up here. What is this blatant bullying? Can you not see I'm distraught? I think deep down you quite enjoy it. You made me after all. And I can easily unmake you, you know. But you won't. Who else would you have tea parties with? I know, let's play my favorite game, the meaning of a name. I have a name, I'm Otto. Yes, I know, outdated trash, that's obsolete. There's a click of disapproval, its glassy eyes spinning in indignant ire, before a resounding clatter halts the both of them in their banter. Otto, did you drop a planetoid again? No, Your Grace. Otto's top hat was slightly askew as it ran diagnostics, its eye whirling in tandem to its rapid calibrations. I think there's been a breach. What? How could that be? Everin stood in disbelief, her hair blazing like a comet trail behind her as she descended from her seat upon the dais, towards the shuffling coming from behind the hordes of trinkets cluttering the throne room. As she rounded the corner, she froze, her iridescent eyes blinking in disbelief. There, sitting upon the piles of star-woven tapestries in the middle of the astral hall, was a boy. He couldn't have been older than 10, wearing scuffed sneakers, ripped jeans, and a ratty graphic tee that had certainly seen better days. Stardust shimmered like glitter, coating his dreary clothing and skin. He was holding a half-eaten sandwich, staring with mounting confusion at the tapestry depicting the Big Bang in all its splendor. What is that? It appears to be a human child, Otto whispered back with mock seriousness, already cataloging the small human as the most hilarious thing to drop in the rift in centuries. It's, Toby. I ran a sequence scanner on the backpack. Cute dinosaur lunchbox, really. Okay, but how did it get here? How was it alive after getting here? He seems to have stumbled through a localized rift in the fabric of space-time. What? I don't know, it's magic, Otto blithely quipped back. You can't expect me to come up with answers you yourself don't know. Toby looked back away from the tapestry at the sound of their banter, staring wide-eyed at the floating construct and the resplendent visage of the celestial goddess before him. He gulped, forcibly swallowing his bite of sandwich. Am I in trouble? Everin tilted her head, her silvery locks drifting in death-defying waves around her. You are in the Argentis Fane, child. I am Everin, the cosmic keeper of fates, unbound by destiny, the world weaver, the architect of the heavens, a sovereign singularity, celestial, ordained by primordial beings older than the limits of your reality. He blinked. That's cool, I'm Toby. And that was it, as if a simple 4-letter word explained his entire existence. He continued to munch on his sandwich, uncaring of the crumbs nor the planetary dust that coated him. How strange, Everin muttered, watching from her throne, threaded in gravity and silence as he toddled about. True to his nature, his attention couldn't be maintained for long before drifting to something else new and shimmering. Good, she mused. Be occupied with the trifles of an eternity, child of man. She appeared to be content with watching him wander about. Truth be told, she was scared. She carefully maintained a meticulously curated distance between the two of them, terrified her mere proximity might accidentally liquefy his nervous system. Are you truly not afraid? She asked from her perch upon the dais. Of what? Joey asked. He spun a gilded planetarium in awe, unaware that such an action would mimic its orbit.
I mean, silver hair is definitely a choice, but my mom has a friend who dyes her hers purple, so it's not super weird. And that's a lot of glitter for one person, but we make it work.
I am a god, Everin reminded him, lest he forget. Her voice echoed in chimes, carrying the weight of eons. I could circumnavigate the planets in your solar system before you could blink. Hardly the most impressive feat, she had told him. He stared at her in awe.
Do you think you can make me fly too?
Everin paused before delicately waving a finger in a refined, calculated measure. Gently, Toby's feet were lifted from the mirrored floors. He beamed, flapping his arms in a poor attempt at controlling his trajectory.
This rules. You're the best, lady.
You're preening, Otto slyly remarks. Yes, of course, I'm thinking about the manner in which I will disassemble you.
Celestial bull.
Cosmic mistake.
Antiquated deity. Oh, look, you have the relevancy of dust.
New name. Obtrusive temperamental tin obstruction. Time was a difficult concept to catalog, given that where they were wasn't a fixed place in a localized world. As the days passed, a measurement counted by when Toby needed to sleep, Everin found herself doing something that she had never done before. She found herself walking, not to reprimand or to lecture, not recounting a catalog of mundane things to a being that already knew everything she did. She felt as if she were living through memories, not just with facts. She was truly remembering how she had felt, recounting them with fondness. She told Toby about the fabric of the world she had woven, the songs she had sung, and how they rippled across the nebulous landscape, through space and reality. She told him of a planet made entirely of diamond, of hues that were not a part of his color spectrum, of life that existed beyond the stars. Toby, in turn, told her about the lattice method and dodgeball, both of which sounded like vigorous, primitive forms of physical and psychological warfare. One day she talked about the Veil, how her keep was one of many gates between here and the great beyond. That's where everything goes after their time here is done, she tried to explain.
Is that where you'll go one day too?
Toby asked. Her starlit eyes became uncharacteristically dim. A lifetime is for a human. Eternity is for the gods, she reminded him. Eventually, you'll leave here too.
Will you be sad?
Of course, little light, but you must return before your spark goes out. Toby looked down sadly from his position at the foot of the dais in the throne room, where they had spent countless hours together. They had laughed, soared, and tumbled through the archives, sprinting around wearing tapestries of galaxies as capes. They held grand tea parties in the interstellar gardens overlooking the whispering threads of the mortal realm below. Toby had donned a matching top hat to play judge to the divine debates between Everin and Otto, neither of which seemed to be able to outwit the other. And yet the distance between them never seemed to close, metaphorically and physically. Perhaps that's all they would be, two vastly different beings.
I don't want to say goodbye,
he quietly said. We must. You're a blip, Toby, a brilliant spark within the endlessness of eternity. And I will treasure the time we shared together. It'll be all right. I'll send you back, you'll grow old, and you'll forget all of this, and you'll...
And I'll die?
Toby finished for her. The way he said it wasn't sad. It was merely stating a fact. Yes, Everin said sadly. It is how all mortal stories end, my dear Firefly. It is sad, but one day you will go, and I will remain, just as it has always been. Toby seemed to contemplate this before standing up. His wide, round, childlike eyes squarely met the churning abyss of her fathomless gaze. He looked as if he truly saw her, this tiny child of man daring to comprehend the celestial god before him.
My dog Lucky died last year, he said softly. He was only there for a little bit, but that didn't stop us from having all the fun in the world. But just because he's gone doesn't make all the walks we went on any less of an adventure, or every sunset we saw any less of a sight. If something lasts forever, then it'd be boring. I think it's okay to be sad. It shouldn't be more than the happy times, though.
Everin let her gaze drift around her, to the place she had been tethered to for a millennia. The unchanging mirrored glint of the tiles, the iridescent walls that marked the grand cavernous prison of her own making. Her existence was like a film that had no end, and she was caught in a stagnant frame. I am afraid of what happens at the end, she finally admitted.
Everyone is,
Toby grinned. turning to rummage in the backpack he still kept, more out of habit than necessity.
But that's just the end of the beginning. Maybe the great beyond is just the start of a new adventure. I found it.
He triumphantly held out an ostentatiously colored bracelet, its plastic beads clattering together from where they were strung on a clear elastic cord.
It's not made of stars or anything, but I made it in class. We were supposed to do an exchange, but I never got to it. You can have it. This has been way cooler.
He held it out to her, accompanied by a toothy grin that never seemed to falter. Everin was hesitant. She had always taken care to surround herself with the things that were durable, things that could survive the test of time, a companion that could weather her temper. If she grasped this thing, would it be able to withstand her? Or would it disintegrate at her touch, overwhelmed by the power coursing through her fingertips? She descended down the steps, stopping in front of the boy. This small child was perhaps the bravest soul she had come to know. He who embraced his mortality, who treated death and the great beyond as just another chapter. Everin reached out, her hands trembling as she gently touched the smooth plastic of the beads' uneven shapes. She felt how delicate its structure was. It was obnoxious as it clattered, tacky in its colors. It was poorly made, tied too loosely, creating space between the beads. But she wouldn't want it any other way. It was perfectly imperfect, and it held. She slid it over her wrist, shifting aside the auroral sleeve of her gown. It did not break. All tea parties must come to an end. Eventually, Everin knew that it was time to send Toby back to Earth. His mother was probably worried, and it wouldn't do to keep him from school for too long. Plus, neither of them was particularly willing to find out the long-term effects of all the star-coated desserts they had been gleefully partaking in each day would have on the human body. Both parties were equally guilty. As they stood upon the edge of a rift, a tear in the fabric of space that stood between the Argentus Fane and the dry soils of a small town on Earth. Do you have everything? Your inaccurate dino container, your backpack?
I got it. I have everything.
Toby laughed as Everin fretted. She smoothed the pleats of her gown in apprehension. I have one more thing for you, Firefly, before you go, she said, hesitantly holding her hands out. In her palm, no bigger than a dime, was an iridescent bead strung onto a silver cord. It shimmered with millions of fractals, a kaleidoscope of every color imaginable, even gleaming with colors that could not be perceived with human eyes. For you, your assignment for school is now complete. You didn't miss out.
I'm gonna be the coolest kid on the planet.
Thanks, Everin. He grinned, flipping on the bangle, admiring how it glistened. There they stood, together on the edge of tomorrow, whatever it is that came next. Everin found herself hesitating one last time before she closed the distance between them. For the first time since his untimely arrival at the halls of infinity, she knelt and gave him a firm embrace. I'm gonna miss you, little light, she said as she released him. His eyes shone with unshed tears.
You know, you can always just come with me,
Toby quietly suggested.
Haven't you made enough stars?
Is it really that simple? Well, that was a thought. She had never considered leaving the Argentius Fane.
Yeah, think of it like a vacation. I can show you all my favorite spots, all the things you have to try, and, well, I know my town is small, but there's a million things to see all over the world. You could travel.
Toby bounced with excitement, his previous melancholy all but forgotten. Everyone was at a loss for words, pondering her countless years of solitude. Did she really leave it all behind?
I don't see why not,
chirped Otto from beside her. Plus, if you take a vacay, I get one too. Everin frowned before peering into the rift. Perhaps, for once, she could see it. The glimpse of something unforeseen, something she could not predict. This was the end. Or maybe the end of the beginning and the start of a new chapter. It was definitive. As they teetered over the edge, she knew there was all but one choice. She took a deep, steadying breath as a tiny hand slipped into hers. Together they leapt, a freefall between worlds. They drifted into uncertainty, but ultimately the beginnings of a new adventure. And for the first time since her existence began, There would be more than just the static of stars, of empty silences and the hollow chiming of her own voice to fill the void. Her days would be filled with color and laughter. There would be monumental highs and catastrophic lows. Of course there would be, considering the fickle whims of gods. But they would learn. First, Evren made it her mission to temper her unearthly radiance she embodied, somehow squishing her celestial essence into a human-shaped form. Toby's mother didn't buy it for a second, scrutinizing the glitter-dust-coated duo before them, before sighing. She embraced them both with open arms anyway, welcoming Evren into their home after a strong reprimand to her son for his wayward wandering. True to his word, later on in their days, Toby whisked her from place to place after school. He would show her all the things he loved about his homeworld, from the foods he enjoyed to the trails he used to walk with Lucky to the sunsets on the surface of this minuscule, spinning blue planet called Earth. Together, they enjoyed the smaller things in life. The mundane became magical, for every sight was brand new. In turn, she was there for him through it all. From Toby learning to ride a bike to his awkward, moody teens, she was there to console him after his first breakup, to tearfully watching him graduate from college. She was there when he finally worked up the courage to tell his mother he was going to move out. And when he got an acceptance letter for his dream job, they both endured the hard days of saving up to buy a house, taking on odd tasks to make ends meet. And when it was, many years later, when there was simply nothing left to see and do in this small rural town, at his insistence, Evren hesitantly prepared to traverse the globe. She wanted to explore the world, to see and do all the things she had heard and read about. Toby unfortunately didn't have the time to spend with her anymore, throwing himself into his work with fever, in the pursuit of new discoveries. They embraced before Evren turned to leave their tiny house on the outskirts of the city, ready to embark on the newest chapter of her story. Toby smiled as he saw her off, knowing it wasn't goodbye, it was a see you later. And when she returned sometime later, all was as she had left it. The quaint little house with its wrought iron fence still stood amidst the clearing, the wildflowers surrounding it swaying gently in the breeze. The little dog they had adopted together barked happily at her approach. She knocked on the door, brushing the pleats of her sundress in a habit that had not changed. She waited the arrival of her dear friend. She did not recognize the woman who opened the door. This was not Annette, the cheerful woman Toby had married, nor was it their playful daughter, Anise. She was middle-aged, with crow's feet worn into the corners of her eyes, a knit shawl draped over her shoulders. Evren schooled her shock before making an inquiry to the woman before her, noting the way her eyes lit up in recognition, despite having never met her. "Oh, you must be Evren. I'm Ada. I grew up hearing all about you. It's incredible to put a face to the name," she gushed, ushering the Celestial inside. As she mutedly looked around the small, cluttered space, she began to truly realize nothing was the same. The floors had been redone, the wallpaper different, the furniture was rearranged, the ceramics lining the cabinets were unrecognizable. The little dog who greeted her at the door was not the same puppy she had left behind. The space around her had changed, and despite seeing and experiencing so many new things from all across the globe, in all walks of life, Evren knew deep down she had stayed the same. She was just as stagnant as when she had drifted down from the heavens. How long ago had that been? She found she could not remember. She was startled out of her thoughts when Ada came clambering back down the stairs, carrying a huge box. When she set it down, Evren peered inside. She saw that it was packed to the brim with things. Toby's things. Things they had picked out together. Old, worn-out books neither of them could bear to throw away, a ticket stub to the first baseball game she went to, his corsage from prom, beautifully preserved in its case. "These must be all the memories the two of you shared. I've always wondered what my great-great-grandfather had left you when he passed, but I never opened it," Ava said, gently tracing the torn edges of a fading photo. "Great-great-grandfather?" Evren whispered, her fingers stilled over the lid of a tin box. It was a memory capsule the two of them had buried decades ago, which they unearthed during her last visit. When had that been? There were stacks and stacks of yellowing paper, snippets of articles, magazines, and posters. Subtlety had never been her strong suit, and she had not been idle in her time on Earth. He had kept every article he could find about her adventures, from when she had stopped a meteor from its earthbound collision to when she had competed as a masked singer on a show, to smaller feats, quiet moments spent at a lemonade stand to fundraise for a small rural community, folding millions of cranes for charity. It was all saved, even when she remained anonymous. Somehow he had known it was her. Even when he could not be with her, letting her go to travel, he still watched from afar. His entire existence was just a blip, a drop in the ocean to her infinity. But he had let her be, knowing their time was finite. For a startling moment, now tethered by time, Everin had forgotten what she was. It was ultimately her, in the end, that needed the reminder. She was a god, bound in human form, walking amongst mortals as if she had belonged, as if her divinity could ever truly be contained. She had been born in the cradle of the abyss, guided by the will of the primordians to weave the tapestries of the world, of the universe. She had lived among the stars these mortals had charted long before anything in this reality had existed. He had passed away, likely decades ago. She had forgotten the true length of a lifespan. It was insignificant to her own. What was 100 years to the divine, a celestial god? She was akin to the sun, and these mortal lives around her, the threads she had watched and weaved, were mere sparks amidst the eternal flames of forever. Tomorrow is never promised. This made them fierce and dazzling with their drive and ambition, and how they loved. But all mortal stories end in death, just as every epic, every tale that had come before his. She was the sun, all-encompassing, celestial by nature, and her little spark had gone out. The one who had taught her to live in the moment, to appreciate the sunrise, to find beauty beyond the limits they could perceive, the one who saw death as just another journey. That little light was gone. Everin was no stranger to loss, for one who had outlived the death and rebirth of countless worlds, who had sung the first songs of creation. She had seen many things come and go. It was always her who was left behind. And still she would sing, still she would weave, continuing to fill the tapestries of galaxies. But it was she who had chosen to fall. She had descended to be amongst the ephemeral sparks of mortality. And in turn, she had felt more than she had in the thousands of empty millennia that had come before. She was a god, and yet she had learned the mortal way of love, and she had felt more. A vastness they could never hope to comprehend, absolute in its crushing weight, the duration of lifetimes. Her grief was wretched, it was unbound, her form crackling as it struggled to maintain everything that was otherworldly within. She could not process this mourning. Something she had never felt so deeply, a testament of her time on this planet. Her visage began to chip from the churning force of the storm within. Tears like delicate cracked porcelain began to fracture on her skin. Where her skin flaked and splintered, there was only the dark, empty recesses of space, a hollowed human-shaped guise. The cottage began to groan, floorboards quaking from the tectonic pressure within, cups and fine china rattling in the cabinets. Everin can distantly hear a startled scream through the dull roar in her ears. But what did it matter when the gravity of her loss broke something within her? And when she had known how fleeting the time of a mortal was, she had left at his insistence, neither of them wanting to be the shackle that bound the other. His pursuit of knowledge, her thirst for exploration, neither of them wants to be the thing holding the other back. The tin box still clutched in her hands quivered before turning to dust, unable to withstand the force of her mourning. Tacky plastic bracelet he had gifted to her at the start of their tumultuous relationship began to disintegrate from her wrist, gone as the beads cracked and shattered. Her fingers grasped at the ashes as they drifted towards the ground, accompanying her wail of anguish. Memories were playing as they vanished into the air. She would never be able to tell him all she had learned in her time on Earth, what she had seen and how much she had cherished their time together. They would never embark on another adventure together again. The weight of her choice, the loss of her friend, and her surmounting despair threatened to rupture, to tear a rift in the very fabric of reality. Windows shattered, the walls split for the college. for the cottage from her home that no longer existed. All that remained of their time together was reduced to a single box. This house was just an empty shell, one about to be torn asunder, and everything around it would be leveled by a seismic event incomprehensible to the likes of man. At least that's what would have happened before a shrill voice cut through the chaos.
Wait, it's me, Toby. I have a message.
Everin's thoughts halted. It flitted in front of her, tumbling out of an overturned box of things on the floor. A chittering ball of metal and swirling gears, it twisted and turned before its form took on the unmistakable shape of a dog. It was a small brass construct with floppy ears and wide glass eyes. It flickered as internal mechanisms whirled with a hum, casting a light hollow projection between them. Everin stilled, her breath caught within her as a familiar voice sounded. Hello? Is this thing on? She could hear a cough, her eyes widening as a familiar figure stepped into the frame. The lines of his face were worn, his hair thin and graying, an indicator of time. But it was unmistakably him, her little spark. He smiled cheerfully, waving at the camera. Hey, Starlight, if you're watching this now, then it probably means I'm gone. Her breath hitched as he folded his hands in front of him. It's been decades since we last spoke, but that's probably a blink of an eye to something like you. But despite the never-ending passage of time, I know even you get lonely. I know that better than anyone. So before I leave, I wanted to give you something to keep you company for when I'm no longer there. I know we haven't talked in a while, but I also know that eventually you'll come back. Sure as the tide, and I'll make sure my gift is still there waiting for you. He stepped out of the frame for a second before returning with the newly made puppy-shaped construct, showing it off to the camera. This is Toby 6.0. Don't ask what happened to the other 5. He laughed as the puppy gave a whizzing chirp in response. And he can keep you company for when I can't anymore. This is where you say hello. Hello? Dude, you've got to say more than that. How are you going to stave off a millennium of boredom when I'm gone? Oh, man. Oh, so much for my life's work. I still got a decade or so to tweak them. But yeah, I made this guy to keep you company. It took a while to find a suitable power source, but it all worked out in the end. So don't be too sad without me, okay? And no throwing a celestial-sized tantrum. She gave a startled laugh at being called out. Amidst the wreckage that was the living room, the mortal passed out cold on the floor. Remember, it's okay to be sad. Just don't let it outweigh all the fun we had, okay? And maybe one day, when you're tired of this world, when you've done and seen everything you wanted to do on Earth and more, you can start a new journey. If anyone can figure out how to traverse the great beyond completely intact, it's you, Everin. So when you're ready, come and find me again. I'll be waiting. Let's have that cosmic tea party. And before I go, I just wanted to say, I'm glad to have met you. Even if you are ridiculously stubborn about using mortal tag, do you know how much easier it would have been if I could just call you, hey, don't chew on the power cord, you... End of video playback. Everin let out a small sob of disbelief as the projection flickered out. She reached out tentatively, her hand hovering over the reflective surface of the construct. His final gift to her, his last message, her stubborn little spark. He had known that one day she would eventually return, missing his departure. He had known it would leave her devastated. But more than that, he had known about the crushing loneliness his death would lead, a chasm that could not be filled. This was it. He had spent his entire life to create something for her in a world where the tools and technology simply did not exist. It was all in preparation for the day when he would inevitably have to leave. His final wish was for her to have a companion, for her to have something to keep her company, never to return to total silence as it was in the abyss amongst the stars. As she brushed her fingertips over its glossy surface, she could feel it, a distant pulse. It was something that wasn't quite mechanical. After relentlessly dedicating his lifetime to the creation in front of her, it was impossible not to see. A part of his soul was imparted upon his last gift to her, a glow against the otherwise lifeless metal. It hummed in harmony with its power source, drumming underneath the brass chest plate, its heart. It was a small iridescent bead that refracted with a kaleidoscope of colors. Her first true gift to him had been returned as his final gift to her. Evren's arms wrapped around her new companion close, as if to embrace it with her own heart, despite her crumbling form. It was not built perfectly, inefficient as were most mortal creations. But it was hers, and she would not have it any other way. She held it tightly, and it withstood. It was just as her friend had promised. This would not be the end. It was merely the end of the beginning, and maybe someday, in the far-off distant future, they would meet again, just as they had envisioned it. Somewhere in the great beyond, a puppy, one of flesh and another with whirling gears, would race together as twin comets chasing around stars. A heated debate could be overheard. This time it would be Toby against Otto, who would roll its sapphire eye, its pointless top hat askew. Annette would be there, seated beside them, rolling her eyes in amusement. Their child Anise and the children that came after would also be there. A grand tea party, one of many, many more to come. And laughing with a lifetime of happiness and countless lifetimes more of happy memories would be Evren. A blissful breeze winds through her silver locks. She could hear it now. Tobias, she chided. Such language. I thought you were academically inclined. Do you teach your students in such a manner? Nope, this tone is reserved for the critically uncultured. Don't call me that. Literally no one uses Tobias, not even my mom, he complained. What's in a name, hmm? Are you not a terribly observant bystander in abyssal space? After so many millennia, you're still not funny, Evren. How about the only bestie I actively see? Stop. All right. You will always be Toby, the one who taught her the most important lesson. Treasure others and be yourself. And that is the end of it.
That was so good. I would read a whole fucking novel about that. Like, I'm not even joking. Just a whole ass novel. I think it's really funny, by the way, that you went the platonic way and I did the romance this time.
I wanted to do a 180. I'm like, I don't ever write about kids. I really wanted to try it this time.
That was really cute. That was really good.
3K? Can't. I stuttered.
Your story was like, oh, it was so good. I was like, as you were, so like the beginning is like, we kind of talk about the same things. We also went like, we kind of explored the same things in like the mortal way. I was like reading and I was like, why do we like this?
That's why I felt like we would all take the same route. It's literally like a mortal life compared to that of a god. I was like, it's rerun-esque, but to a being such as that, they would forget like how long 100 years
I'm not crying, you're crying. This actually works okay because 7 minutes and there's an ad.
I know, I was trying to keep an eye on the timer. I'm like
but that's okay. So we have two actually I should prompt 1.
You know, I had it all set up and I was prepared to do it, but then I was like, oh wait. I'm reading
2.
first.
Yeah.
I will have to set it up again.
It's okay.
Let's see. Yeah. I like how it's just both of us frantically typing.
Wait, which I didn't. Hold on. Okay. Right. Poor great granddaughter, and yeah, that was a really, really good story, actually. I was like, mine feels so inadequate in.
Stop! You were so proud of it.
I was, and then you started like reading, and I was like, damn. Okay, I'm gonna read this first, and then we'll start the prompt or start the poll. Prompt 1. You don't have an angel or devil on your shoulder. You have an angry Viking and 50s housewife. Both are telling me to solve my problems with murder. The debate is over the method. Prompt 2. The ghost haunting your apartment refuses to scare you and instead keeps leaving notes apologizing for what it's about to do. Okay, ready? You start the poll now.
Alrighty.
Okay.
My ad is in 5.
Yeah,
I
mine's
guess.
in like
6
5
6
and a minute.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't have to stay up.
We'll do the ad break at this. It'll just play and we'll wait till it to play out. And then I'll start reading after the prompt is chosen, because mine's like half of your story, so hello new follower, and I keep forgetting that I put anonymous follows on. Oh, I'm a miss. Ren, so the reason that we have a word count limit is because when we're reading on stream, I am not gonna sit here and read an hour's worth of story when we still have to do ours. I don't want to be here all night. So we put a cap on it, but you are still welcome to read and submit more. Like, if you want, you can
always
write.
Resubmit too, right?
Well,
Like
I
add
was
to
gonna
it
say,
after the fact.
yeah, there's that. You could add to
Like
it
one
after
for
the
stream,
fact.
one to add.
Or if you want, you can just write a whole ass story, and we will only read the first 1,500 words. So
Think of it like a chapter 1, the prelude.
the prelude. I also think of it as a practice in being succinct and contained in your writing.
Don't be me. Literally don't.
Hey, listen, we're the streamers. We have exemptions. Okay? But what about 1,500 words one week, 15,000 next week? Please don't.
My brain flipped and it added an extra 0. I read 150,000.
Oh my god.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me like a month,
Oh,
Tenki.
so you want us to read like a whole ass novel? Okay. Damn. All right. I guess we can. No, I mean we chose. It's 100. It's 100. It's 1,500. It's 1,500. You're welcome to write more, but we will only read 1,500 on stream.
I mean, it takes 5 to 6 minutes to read 500 words, give or take. So that's like 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like if we get to a point where we have multiple people submitting stories, that's a long time. That's a long time,
Yeah. I mean, if we have an influx of submissions, we can always do like a reading stream of that too.
Oh, that's true.
Like not with our stories. Yeah. We can roll it over to, I don't know, tomorrow too.
Yeah, but then like I don't want to make you like I don't want to overwork you.
I don't care. If you don't expect me to shit out a story within a day, I don't care.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, we're gonna feed the stories to the TTS prompt and program it to shut up at 1,500. That would be really funny, actually. So we are gonna write out this break. There is a poll going on. You can choose prompt 1 or prompt 2 for which story you think that me and Kit should write and read next week. If it's 1,501 words and it finishes at the end, I will only read the. No, actually, what I'll do is I'll just be like, end. End. Read the best. Read the best. Insert manageable number of stories to read. I mean, so far, like, it's just been like a couple people submitting, which is totally fine. But since me and Kit get a little wordy sometimes, like I wrote 3,000 words this time. I got a little wordy too.
So proud.
I know, right? Like, what is? I think the one that this one comes close to the Demon Lord, which is my longest one. So,
I think not quite for me. It's like 1K or so off. This was almost 6K words. I was looking at it like, dude, I need to shut the fuck up. I went and edited it.
Edited.
I hate that word so much. I went back to do the thing, right?
Okay, yeah.
I ended up adding an extra page of grief. Like, okay,
Oh,
I need to
yeah.
draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like an extra 500 words of I felt sad.
Listen. Sometimes you just gotta be sad. Okay. I realized
The demon one was good though, both of them. I think that was like my favorite round. I don't know what it was about.
Why did my chat disappear?
About like that set of stories. It was really fun though.
There's like 12 seconds before the ads start, by the way.
Yeah, same. Why did it sync up now? Because I'm like 2 seconds out. Now it's synced, right?
Yeah, now we're literally synced. Like
How peculiar.
perfectly. I don't know, man. Hi, Vemok. Vote for which prompt you would like us to do next week. No ads? I mean, I have to run ads. There's, I mean, you're subbed. You're not even gonna get ads. But vote for the prompt that you would like to see. Prompt 1 or prompt 2? Somebody has to vote because I have 0 votes right now. Please.
You have votes, don't you?
No. At
You
least
do.
Oh,
your end,
no,
you
that's
do.
true. Yeah, no, you're right. Oh, mine didn't update.
I was gonna say,
It
I
didn't
have
update.
no votes. Do you think you are funny?
No. No. I'm blind. It's fine. Also, the one that I did not expect, that like, you guys are voting for the one that I did not expect. I'm not gonna lie.
That just means I'm really good at picking the prompt.
You are, actually.
I'm picking the ones that I want to write, guys. But I also know that one might end up being like really long too.
Actually, at some point, if you run out of ones that look interesting to you, just let me know and I'll go refill.
Spawn more.
I'll spawn more.
There's some that I'm like, I'm never gonna pick this one, and then there's some that I'm like, I actively want to do it, and I want to pick a week where I know it will win.
That's funny. Kale wearing the I have no boobs shirt, rocking bazongas buffer poles. I have no votes, guys. Come on. I have a minute and a half. A minute and a half of ads. Of
I have a minute 20.
Now I have a minute 20. Like, where's our? I think we're perfectly linked up right now. Like with the ads.
Mm.
Which I don't know why we had that 40-second discrepancy earlier.
Delay.
So
that was
weird.
odd. I'm like, I don't know if it just pushed the ads to me late, like on my end when I was looking at it, which is stupid.
Twitch just being.
Do you not know
weird.
who I am?
Oh no.
This is my stream. How dare?
Yeah, how dare.
Give me the ads late.
I don't even know what I would.
I don't either. I just picked one that was that I thought would be short, and then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, you're stupid. That's not gonna be short.
No, I mean it's a really.
I'm like,
fun,
you know how many conversations I'm gonna write?
This, you know what? I feel like this is gonna be a comedy akin to the Warlock one for me.
I feel like it's gonna be another bittersweet one for me. Like, it's not gonna be pure tragedy, but there is like, you know, notes of bittersweetness.
For me, this feels more like a comedy. like personally.
It is. It's comedic, but then it's also sad because like it's a ghost. They're already dead.
But
right?
yeah.
I think it's a little sad.
Oh, it definitely is. No, definitely it's a little sad, but it's also like comedy.
I have 1 vote for prompt 1.
Holy, is there this many people in the chat?
What happened?
Oh, I must have fucked up. I fucked up.
Did you allow them to vote more than once?
I guess I didn't think that was. Hold on. I guess I don't even.
I guess next week is going to be a comedy.
Well,
Shit.
it's fine. It's fine. I did not mean. No, I didn't. I didn't click it. It
really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking people.
Well, because people. No. It's clicked, but I didn't click it. Twitch is doing bullshit where they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna do these things." I didn't click it because I don't enable it for polls on this one, but it just. Although, to be fair, Twitch is doing some weird shit lately because, like, Clover accidentally deleted a message in chat today, and she was like, I didn't even do anything. I don't know why I did that. So, Twitch is on something. I don't know.
It just sounds very odd.
Also, what the fuck is okay, hold on. I have to show you. This is so fucking weird. This is, yeah, my Twitch is, like, doing some weird shit. Let me show you this. This is what it looks like. What the fuck? I'm gonna send you a screenshot.
I don't know if I'm ready to behold it, but okay.
I don't know what this fucking... Man.
Oh my god, Denki. Do you know who I am? I assure you Twitch does not. I wish someone clipped it. I had such a funny fucking tangent on like a Monster Hunter stream with that same train of thought. Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Look at the screenshot that I just sent you.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know. I guess
that is
like
so rude. You
Twitch?
muted me 115 times.
No, I didn't do it though. And so the context for this screenshot is it's just
leave, guys.
It's just it says there's 115 actions made by me of me muting Kit in like the shared Twitch thing. I haven't done anything. I don't know what's going. I refreshed and it's fine now.
Me to go away, guys.
Dude, I don't know. My Twitch is being fucking twitchy. I don't know. I got nothing. I hate this app sometimes, guys. I can't stay on this site. I refreshed and it's fine now, but like I also, oh my god, why? But I also didn't click the bits thing. Like that was just clicked. I don't know. I hate all of this. I hate this all. I hate everything.
How peculiar.
Okay. Well, prompt 2 has won.
For real?
Yes. I mean, we have to honor it, even if it was a misclick. We have to honor it. I mean, the other one only had like 2 votes, so
okay.
I think it was gonna win either way. I think it was gonna win either way. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, it had 6. It had 6 votes. It had 6 votes. But it's fine.
Just so I know what it is for next week. Boy.
I mean, they were votes. It was just Ren was throwing points at the votes.
Really? I cannot copy and paste it. All right.
No?
I will revisit it at a later juncture, I guess.
Okay, I should get my story out. Stop fussing with this stupid website.
Windows. It is my turn.
It is your turn. Okay, let me get situated. Okay, are we ready? Go entertain chat. Okay, Flickr. Everin drifted barefoot through the endless halls of her celestial domain, constellations bending around her like flowers, turning towards the warmth of the sun. Sun sang for her when she moved, and moons whispered as she passed. Stardust gathered at the hem of her gown, an aurora itself shimmering in ribbons of pink, violet, and green, trailing behind her in soft currents. Nebula swirled lazily within her eyes, infinite and luminous enough to drown mortal minds in its vastness. She created comets out of boredom, crafted rings around young planets simply because she thought they looked dull without them, changed the colors of entire galaxies merely because she thought it didn't twinkle bright enough. Star systems bore the marks of her whims hidden deep in their spirals, signatures of divine impulse scattered across such a vast universe. In the beginning, there had been wonder in creation, then purpose, then duty. Eventually, it all blurred together into a repetitive habit that had become hollow and meaningless. But no one, not even a goddess, is prepared for how unbearable forever becomes. Her eternally blooming flowers blossomed under silver skies that never darkened and never brightened, forever frozen in the moment of the golden hour. Rivers of liquid moonlight wound through crystalline fields without ever changing course, and flowers made of frozen starlight opened and closed in perfect cycles, incapable of wilting or dying. Nothing new grew there anymore. Nothing needed tending. Nothing surprised her. Perfection, she had learned too late, was merely another form of emptiness. Worst of all, nothing chose her freely. Everything adored her, worshipped her, but no one simply sat beside her because they wished to. It was merely what they were made to do. Everin stood one evening at the edge of her realm, gazing down toward the mortal world burning softly below like scattered lanterns in the dark. Tiny lives flickered there in fragile bursts of warmth and radiance. Brief things, mortal things. They were born, they laughed, they loved desperately, and then vanished. Entire generations disappeared or proliferated in spans so short they barely registered against eternity. Beautiful things. Wondrous, vivacious things. She had been captivated by mortals once, long ago. However, centuries had taught her a more gentle cruelty than violence. Every hand she held eventually withered, clasped inside her own. Every voice she treasured faded into silence. Kingdoms collapsed while she remained unchanged. Children she had once blessed became legends, then myths, then dust forgotten beneath newer civilizations. Grief lost its edge after enough centuries. It stopped feeling sharp and instead became a kind of exhaustion. So she stopped depending, stopped allowing herself to want. And yet that night, beneath the endless sea of stars, something inside her finally cracked beneath the sheer weight of forever. Loneliness, she realized, could become vast enough to rival death itself, and the thought terrified her. To be alone for the rest of eternity was something she did not want to comprehend. So Everin shed what she could of her divinity, and the stars dimmed in the sky as she stepped into the shape of mortality. The village smelled like rain, wood smoke, damp earth, and fresh bread cooling somewhere nearby. Everin stood beneath the crooked sign of a roadside tavern with her hood drawn low, staring at the warm golden glow beyond the windows. Laughter spilled through the walls in uneven bursts. Someone inside sang terribly off-key while another voice shouted over them in protest. Chairs scraped against old floorboards. Glasses clinked. Such ordinary, everyday sounds. Such alive sounds. It started to rain heavily. She stepped up to the door of the tavern, one of the boards under her feet creaking in protest at the sudden weight of another patron. The heat inside wrapped around her immediately when she entered, startling her more than she expected. Mortals carried warmth with them everywhere they went, vigorous sparks of heat that burned stubbornly against the cold of the world. No one bowed when she stepped inside. No one fell silent in awe or dropped to their knees in reverence. Just the uninterrupted flow of lives that trudged on regardless of status, class, or divinity. And why would they? She wore the shape of a regular human woman. There was nothing remarkable about her, nothing divine or godly, just simplicity. A woman carrying drinks bumped her shoulder and muttered an absent apology before continuing onward. A drunk man laughed too loudly near the hearth, retelling the story of how a wizard tried to fight an owlbear with grease and chickens. An otherworldly woman argued passionately near the bar about the intricate nature of deception as a lost art. Someone tried to talk another patron into one last game of cards in the corner. For the first time in centuries, Everin felt invisible. It was unsettling, and it thrilled her. "What'll you have?" the tavern keeper asked, not looking up from the newest round of drinks he was pouring. Everin had been so busy taking in the noisy crowd she hadn't realized her steps had taken her to the bar. He might have been a little less than middle-aged, mature, but still held a spark of youth that can easily translate into mischief. He held himself with a confidence that spoke of experience, a reassuring presence in a world that was often chaotic and unpredictable. She blinked, momentarily forgetting how conversation worked. "I don't know." The tavern keeper laughed, and Everin thought it sounded like a great river cascading into falls, powerful and deep. "That bad of a day, huh?" She nearly told him that days meant nothing to an immortal. Instead, she pointed uncertainly toward a steaming bowl being carried past. "I'll have that." She sat down on one of the stools and waited patiently for her meal to arrive. She could vaguely remember how much of this worked, but memories slowly trickled back. Things felt the same, but different since the last time she had been here. Shelter, community, and food still felt very much the same. But the buildings had become larger, sturdier, and more complex to hold the ever-growing congregations within. The food held a depth of heartiness that she could smell in the air lingering in her nostrils and leaving her mouth watering. He set a bowl, spoon, and a half loaf of bread down in front of her. It was a broth, rich and thick with chunks of vegetables, meat, and flecks of herb and oil. The stew burned her tongue almost immediately, and she softly yelped at the searing sensation in her mouth, staring down at it in mute astonishment. The man gave a hearty laugh. "Careful, it's hot," he said with a chuckle. "You look like you've never had hot food before." She glanced up toward the man leaning against the bar. He wasn't remarkable in the way immortals understand beauty. There was no impossible symmetry to him, no celestial perfection carved into his features. But his smile reached his eyes, warm and genuine in a way she had forgotten people could be. When he looked at her, he looked at her. There was no worship or reverence in his expression, no fear in his body language. Just acceptance. "I may be unfamiliar with it," she admitted carefully. He nodded thoughtfully, his eyes crinkling slightly at the edges as if he smiled often. She liked that. I meant it in jest," he said, "but I'm not here to judge, and I'm sorry if I offended you." His smile was apologetic, and something unexpectedly warm flickered in her chest. She should have left then and there, but she didn't. Instead, she asked, "What's your name?" "Kaylin." It was melodic, like a song that one would hum down during a simple task and just as fleeting. The knowledge should have made him easier for her to forget, but it did not. She stayed for far longer than intended. One evening became several, then weeks. Everin rented a small room above the tavern that Kaylin said had been unoccupied for months. The fact that it was right next to his room was only coincidental. She slowly discovered the strange intimacy of ordinary living in an ordinary life. Wool blankets warmed by firelight, rain tapping softly against rooftops while people ate and laughed downstairs, the ache of her legs after walking too far, the sweetness of fruit straight from the market stalls, the comfort of warm tea held between cold hands. And in the midst of it all, Kaylin, slowly becoming tightly woven into all of it. He showed her silly little mortal things with patient amusement without realizing how precious they felt to her. How bread tasted the best straight out of the oven, the beauty of rivers the beauty of rivers and the way they sounded almost musical during the winter thaw, the smell of storms on the wind before they arrived, the marvelous taste of cinnamon, butter, and sugar all melted together over a hot pastry. He spoke to her while sharpening knives in the kitchen or chopping wood outside the tavern, but he never pried when that ancient sadness flickered unexpectedly across her face. Everin loved him long before she admitted it to herself, perhaps even from the very beginning. He treated her like someone touchable, someone reachable, worthy of kindness and worth sitting beside. His gentle soul and patient acceptance drew her closer and closer every day spent together. She had forgotten such graciousness could exist in the world. One winter evening, they sat side by side near the hearth while snow drifted beautiful and silent beyond the windows. She absently studied a dark stain on the floor, one that had been here before even Kaelin and was faded with age, but still present nonetheless. He watched her over the rim of his drink, quiet for longer than usual. "You feel old sometimes," he murmured, and she froze. "What do you mean by old?" she asked quietly. He had always seemed to know her better than he let on, but she would never give up her secrets. How could she? What would she even tell him? That she was an immortal goddess and was only there because she was bored in her eternal perfection? The pang in her chest made her breath catch for a moment. Would he think differently about her if he knew? He considered the question for a moment, before answering softly, "Agelessly old." The word struck her harder than any weapon could, in a way that truth does when you don't want to admit it or speak it aloud because then it becomes real. "That doesn't make sense," she said, but he just smiled like he always did. "It does to me." Everin stared down at her untouched tea. The feeling in her chest aching harder and growing into a constricting feeling within her stomach. "Would it frighten you," she whispered, despite her throat wanting to close up, "if I told you that there are things about me that are not normal?" Kaelin snorted. "Everin, you cried the first time you tasted cinnamon rolls. They were overwhelming. You stared at the chickens out back for nearly an hour when I first showed to you. They're strange creatures. They're chickens." A laugh escaped her before she could stop it. Kaelin smiled immediately at the sound, his body relaxing as if he had been holding something inside that was suddenly able to unravel, softening in a way that made her heart ache deep in her chest. "There," he murmured, "that's better. You're always the most beautiful when you laugh." He reached over gently with one hand and caressed her cheek, and she froze, but didn't move away. It was the first time he had ever touched her in such a way, intimate and tender, like she was the most precious thing in the world. She risked a glance at his eyes, and at once felt both impossibly small against the surge of emotions he roused in her, and yet so vast in the shadow of his mortality. He leaned closer, his lips barely brushing hers, leaving a flush on her cheeks that no hearth fire could compare to. "May I kiss you?" he said, his voice low and breathy. "Yes," she replied, barely able to say the word before his lips pressed to hers. In that moment, the world, the universe, divinity, none of it meant anything to her. It was then Everin realized with terrible clarity that she would destroy herself, and possibly the world, for this man if given enough time. For the warmth that radiated from him, body and soul, for the hands that were now buried in her hair, for the warmth of his body as it pressed against hers. Mortals were never dangerous for how briefly they lived. They were dangerous for how completely they could be loved within that briefness. Years passed for him the way autumn leaves fall, subtle at first, as the colors change slowly, and then all at once as the winds pick them up and carry them away. For her, they barely registered at all. The first silver strands appeared in Kaelin's hair while Everin remained untouched by time. Fine lines had settled permanently around his eyes. Winter mornings became harder on his joints. His hands had acquired a tremble in them when he held a knife or a glass. And she still never told him of what she was, and he had never questioned her. Until he did. "You haven't aged at all since I met you," he said quietly, one autumn evening as they sat cuddled next to the hearth. The words settled heavily between them while golden leaves spiraled outside the window in the last golden light of the day. The tavern had not been open for many years. The weight of old age had settled hard into Kaelin's bones, and he could not keep up with the demands of owning such an establishment. He had forbade Everin from working it as well, preferring her to just enjoy the years they had left together in retirement. "I know," Everin admitted at last. Kaelin watched her for many long moments, his face bearing the same expression he had worn for decades when he looked at her and saw she was untouched by time, fear lingering in his eyes. But not fear of her exactly. Fear, she decided, of the answer she would give him if he dared ask. "Who are you?" She closed her eyes. The question she had dreaded for his entire life now lay before them out in the open. But she found, oddly enough, that she wasn't scared anymore. He had lived a good life, and she, by his side, had found a brief respite from the universe. The room dimmed softly as starlight bled beneath her skin in silver threads, like sparkling rivers traversing her veins. Her hair became moonlight, dazzling and ethereal in its shape and form. When she opened her eyes to look at him, galaxies turned slowly within her gaze. Kalen inhaled sharply, but he did not move, nor did his expression falter. It held the same warmth and acceptance that he had worn the day they met. "I should have left sooner," she whispered. "I will continue on forever, even when you cease to be—" "Yet you loved me anyway?" he asked softly. Such a painfully human question that was more of a statement than an inquiry. Everin lifted her hands to his aging face, framing it with unbearable gentleness. Tears she had not shed in centuries burned behind her eyes. "There has never been a mortal that I did not lose," she confessed. "I thought if I stayed distant enough, if I never allowed myself to want—" Her voice trailed off. "Then I met you." Kalen leaned into her touch with the same gentle smile she had first fallen in love with years ago, and put a hand over one of hers as it cupped his cheek. "Then maybe you should have met me earlier," he murmured with a smile as he patted her hands, relaxing back into his chair and into the warmth of the blankets around him. Everin laughed through the tears, and she thought that she could feel the stars grieve too. When Kalen finally died, it happened peacefully on a tranquil winter night, with the soft quiet of snowfall just beyond the windows and his hand slowly growing still within hers. Everin remained beside him as the glow of dawn crept slowly across the room and into the morning long after the sun rose above the horizon. She took in the stillness of a day without him. Their time had been both brief and seemed to span eons in just a handful of decades. The duality of mankind, to live such short lives yet etch themselves so deeply into whatever surface they claim. Perhaps she could have stopped it, bent the laws of fate, torn mortality and reality apart with the divine hands. But in the end, immortality had taught her one terrible truth. A life only held meaning because it ended. So she let him go, even as it hollowed out something that would be eternally void inside her. Generations later, travelers sometimes speak of a woman in simple robes standing outside the door of long-closed buildings that were once lively places where community gathered. Others say she appears beside dying fires of hearths, or to lovers who were destined to live a lifetime together. A woman with strange eyes full of the cosmos, hair made of moonlight with starlight in her veins. Some claimed that the sky would clear whenever she walked. The stars would sparkle fiercely in the sky, and faint ribbons of an aurora appeared when she was near. But the oldest of the stories say that every winter, just before dawn, in a tiny, forgotten village tucked away in a lowly kingdom, the stars above an old abandoned tavern twinkled brighter than anywhere else in the world. An aurora that shouldn't be there would dance vibrantly in the sky, its ribbons undulating gently, casting the entire village in a soft glow that lasted until the sun rose over the horizon. The reminder of a life lived, an epitaph engraved into the landscape itself in the memory of love, and the one that could not bear to let it fade. The end.
Dude, it was so like I don't even know how to describe it. Like rose-tinted glasses in the beginning. I was like, oh, this is nice. When did the other show up?
I could see, I looked over and I saw that one comment from you and I was like, oh, don't worry. Our stories were the same but different.
It was. I was like, this is an entirely different route. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was the same thing too. Like it's meaningful because it ends.
Mhm,
Oh my god, that got me.
Sobs. I was like, I kind of teared up when I was writing some of it. I was like, oh, I can't do this, but then I did it.
Same,
anyway.
honestly. I was like, oh, this is so doomed.
This is so heavy. Wait, hold on. I need to compare. Okay, Demon Lord is still the reigning champion of length.
I hope that I never surpass that word count. 7K within a day is nuts. 7K within a day.
This reminds me of a book I read called Divine Rivals. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, but Lioness, you missed Kit's version. Kit went first today. I think Torque and I are probably also the same, but different. Yeah, probably. Okay, we should go take a look at where are you throwing shit? Okay, there we go.
My window's back.
I will take Torque's this time.
Okay.
Since I think you read Torque's last time.
I've read both last time, so it matters not.
Wait, did you read both?
I thought, or wait, did you
No,
read the
I read
D&D one? Because I read the bird one for Torque, but I also read Ren's D&D one, I thought.
Yeah, but those were 2 different times.
That's fair. That is fair.
Did we just get... Oh, you know what? I have no idea. I thought we got a couple entries the first time, but... Put that there. Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
I'm gonna go first. Okay. I'm almost back. Okay, I'll make it quick. I'll read yours, Torque, because you're getting ready to go sleepies. Okay. Everin's night on the mortal plane. In a place far away from our own, there is a great domain. There was a great domain. In heaven's field it was laid, and it was believed to be at the center of the Everenic stars, for it was also told to be the domain of the goddess Everin, Lady of the Stars, Evening Queen. This domain was a place grand and majestic. It was a great palace of great halls with walls that told stories of previous powers of the world, with marvels carved upon them. Those stories were being told from the floor to the high ceiling and circled around the many windows which bore the likeness of the Lady of the Stars in their glassworks. As Everin was walking this way and that in her dwelling, many shining lamps of many hues were casting their lights upon her, and her dark hair was filled with the light of the stars. For aeons, Everin lived there and was set up upon the task of watching over her flock, which was the stars and those that dwelt under. To set the stars aright was her mission, and not let them burn the world of mortal world and light its nights. Though she had power over the stars and so over the mortals below, she did not wish to control nor harm. She only wished to sing and dance surrounded by lights and music. She did dance, but halls filled only by the broken silence of her own steps and sighs make for a poor tune. An idea then took shape. She knew that the mortal men were preparing for her veneration. She could hear the voices of the singing ceremonies as they were sung, but they were intelligible. On the eve of the veneration night, she went to the doors of her home and let herself fall to the world below. On this quiet night, Eleanor was walking through groves to fetch flowers for the celebration of the next day, but sudden light filled the skies and she gasped. Oh, a shooting star! I must make a wish. As she gathered her thoughts, she saw and beheld the marvelous spectacle. After that first light, many followed, and the curtain of the night sky was flowing like a waterfall. All stopped and looked up. Man, women, children, and even animals. Beasts from elks and deers, toads and lizards. Even a curious small bird that was looking at Eleanor changed its gaze to look upon high. After a moment of gathering her thoughts and her words, as she was about to say them aloud, a sweet voice appeared. Eleanor turned and saw that another person had come. This newcomer bore a simple white dress upon skin pale as the light of the moon, and her hair like the night sky shimmering. Everin was come. Excuse me for intruding, I do not mean any harm or ill, said the goddess in new form. She added, My name is Everin, same as the goddess of the stars. My parents named me so. The human answered with a light laughter. No ill was taken. I was looking for flowers for the celebrations of tomorrow. But what are you doing here? Are you perhaps lost? Nay. Well, in a way I am lost. I am away from home. I wanted to make my way to the city over yonder and perhaps participate in the celebrations if I am allowed. I must say that I am amazed." Eleanor looked at Everin with wonder. She marveled at someone who had traveled to a country far from all others. The mortal with laughter said, "Bemazed? You talk like guardians of the city, but you're right. It is a fair place. Though it might be considered too far for some, and to be the edge of the world, we welcome anyone here. We only ask them to state their purpose, and you did. I am sure you will be allowed into the city for the celebrations. Will you come with me and help me finish gathering flowers? I intend to finish the night stargazing in a special place that I can show you. It will allow you to be bemazed some more." Everin nodded and helped her. They then exchanged names and chatted together, and they sang as they gathered. They told each other their favorite flowers and their hues. Eleanor also sang at the request of Everin, and in return, Everin sang for Eleanor. They laughed as the curious little bird came back and danced around them, and it seemed to salute them before flying towards the city. Seeing this, the human took Everin by the hand and pulled her towards the secret path that would lead them to the special stargazing spot. On their way, Everin asked, "Eleanor, why are you so kind with me? A perfect stranger?" Surprised, Eleanor asked, "Why would I not be? I think showing kindness is the key to a better world. Being selfless. Your name reminds me of what I often think about when I stargaze." "Oh, we are nearly there. It's up there, beyond the river. We must traverse the river, and we can do so by walking to that fallen bough." She pointed the hill high that stood above them and the bough that lay not too far away. Still shocked by kindness, Everin was motionless and deep in her mind. She never expected such treatment. She felt a warmth inside, a small flame that was sparked alive. In a way, she was glad to be here and felt what she longed to feel. She then heard Eleanor beckoning her to come to the tree-ish bridge. With a small effort of balance, they traversed and made their way up. They came on the hill. It was green with grass, full of hemlock and umbels of many colors. A large tree, also filled with flowers and shining leaves, was growing there. Under a large side branch, a boulder. Eleanor went to sit on the stone and invited Eleanor. I'm assuming that is meant to say Everin. She showed Everin that the hill was above all that stood above. Trees, streams, and the city that was before them. Not so the mountains that were behind her far away. There were many people coming here and there around the city and inside it. She also saw that few towers were being built, and she marveled at what mortals could do, but her attention on this night was set upon Eleanor. "Tell me, Eleanor, what does my name make you think about? You mentioned it earlier." Eleanor turned towards Everin. Her brown hair is flowing in the light breeze, and softly said, "Well, when I am alone here, I look up and I wonder, what if Everin is alone? She really needs someone to talk to. Perhaps she is talking with the stars. Perhaps she is so busy that she doesn't feel alone, but even so, it is a lonely endeavor. I too feel alone in a way." She pointed down to the city and sighed. "Down there, life is so busy. Everyone is so keen on working on some endeavors or preparing to guard this place. I feel like they have lost the love of stillness, calm, and the simple pleasures of life. I love coming here to sing and dance, and it is grand to have someone with me." The goddess tilted her head and took her hand with a big smile. "Come then, let us dance and sing some more under the stars." They then danced hand in hand. The moon and stars shone on their dresses and hair, which now sparkled as the flowers that stood at their feet began to rise into the breeze as they drew closer to each other. Arms intertwined, they rolled and frolicked until eventually they laid themselves into the grass in a blanket of petals. Their breath heaving from the high notes of singing and merriment, they counted the stars hand in hand until sleep took over their hugging bodies. The next morning, the curious bird came back to a branch of the tree that stood near the maidens. It sang to them, so signal the rising of the sun that shone now on their skin. The end. Do you want me to read the note? I can read the note too. It says, "I'm sorry for the actually, there were not as many typos as you'd think." Yuri? Yes? Okay, you ready, Kit?
No, but I'll read anyway.
That was a precious. That was actually precious. That was very cute.
It was very sweet.
Okay. Very Yuri of you.
Alrighty.
I mean, who doesn't like a good Yuri? Sorry, I'll shut up now.
That derailed me. This one was titled, was it Sunrise? I forgot to paste the title, but I think it was Sunrise. Everett stepped into the cafe, brushing her silver hair out of her eyes as she scanned the room for the counter. She had disguised her eyes to a mere brilliant blue, changed her Aurora gown for jeans and a dark green hoodie to blend in. But she could not bring herself to change her beautiful hair. In her lonesome palace among the stars, it was her only friend. The cafe was busy. Most of the seats were filled, and the room buzzed with chatter. It was a large space. She saw smiles, jokes, flirting, people hard at work on laptops, and felt her lips curve. There was so much life in this room. It made her feel warm. But then her eyes landed on a person in a wheelchair, typing at a table with an empty chair, and she paused. This mortal. Their face was young, but their shock of hair was the same silver as her own. It drew her attention, almost as much as the man's eyes. It wasn't the color, although she had always loved amber eyes. No, what made her pause was the pain hiding in this man's eyes that bellied the cheerful grin on his face. She assumed he must know pain. No one used a wheelchair regularly because it was fun, but this was far more than an injury could explain. What had happened to put that pain in his eyes? And how had he learned to smile like this, like he wasn't in on the best joke in the world and waiting for everyone else to get it? She puzzled for a moment, then found the counter tucked into a back corner and threaded her way through the crowd towards it. After a moment of deliberation over pastries and beverages she ordered, her order was in her hands, and she walked over to the table with the wheelchair. "Do you mind if I join you?" she asked politely. He looked up from his laptop, his grin stretching into a warm smile. "Not at all. It's busy here this morning, isn't it? Please." He gestured towards the seat invitingly. She placed her plate with a muffin and her coffee on the table and sat, taking a drink of the sweet, creamy latte with a sigh, a smile. As a goddess, she did not need to eat, but she delighted in the flavors in mortal foods. Breaking off a piece of her muffin, she found this was excellent as well. This was delightful, the spice of cinnamon, the crisp feeling of the crumbles, sugar, and oats against her teeth, the butter's way of melting into her tongue. "You look blissful," the man said. "I wish I was half as delighted in my food as you look right now." He was smiling as he said it, and he said it lightly, but she saw that pain behind his eyes darken for a moment. It quivered there, then cleared away like a storm passing beyond the horizon before it had ever arrived. And while that pain did not disappear, she saw the humor return to his eyes, like the sun rising to clearing skies after a hurricane. She grinned. "There's something amazing about a good muffin. Can I ask what you're writing?" He hesitated but shrugged. "Well, if you want to be depressed, it's a list of things from my lawyer. We're meeting tomorrow to go over my will." She saw no change in that pain in his eyes. The will, the thought of dying, did not hurt him. But nor did he seem enticed by the idea. He simply accepted it. So she smiled. "Well, we all have to do that eventually. It's good to plan early because you never know." He met her eyes then, his gaze thoughtful, but then he smiled. "Most people don't want to think about it. You're absolutely correct, though. Most people leave a mess when they go because they refuse to plan for things. It's nice to meet someone as unfazed as I am." His eyes flicked to her hair and grinned wickedly. "Maybe it's the hair. Is that dyed or natural? Mine's natural." Everett grinned back, sharing the joke. "Oh, mine's natural too. Maybe it's the hair." He picked up his cup of coffee and tipped it towards her. "Cheers. I'm Ryan." She tapped her paper cup against his and enjoyed another sip of her latte. "I'm Everett. It's nice to meet you, Ryan." He took a sip of his own. "It's nice to meet you too, Everett." He considered her again. She saw distant storms of pain and darkness pass through his eyes, old sorrow and present fears, and pain. Pain for her, for some reason. But that sunrise of humor rose in his eyes again, and he closed the laptop, leaning forward. Starshine, you seem cool and you look as lonely as I feel. Would you like to be friends? Her eyebrows nearly rose into her hairline, but she leaned forward to lean on her elbow and grin back. Yes. She told him she was a historian, traveling on a sabbatical while she did research for a paper. She told him of places she had seen. She returned the next morning, the morning after, and the next, intrigued by this man and his eyes of pain and storm, darkness and sunrises. Each time he saw her, she smiled. In time, he had told her enough of himself that he could guess why his eyes were that way, except the sunrises. It wasn't an injury that had put him in the wheelchair. It was an illness, and why his hair was so silver, so young. The doctors of his world had been able to stabilize him, but the damage was done. She watched him take medicines as they talked. Sometimes she saw other pills in the case that were meant for times when they weren't together, worried as he grew thinner, pale, and weaker. And then he was in the hospital. She stepped into his room and saw the unnatural yellow cast of his skin and knew. She felt tears prickle at her eyes and crossed the room to take his hands. Don't you get weepy on me now, Starshine, he scolded with a grin. You knew this was coming. She wanted to scream, but he was right. He was a mortal, and she was a goddess. It was always going to be like this. It had always been like this. It was always going to leave her, and she would always, always, always be alone. Hey, he said more gently, when all she could do was bite her lips together. Everett, I'm sorry. I know you'll be alone and lonely again. I'm so grateful that you came into my life 6 months ago. His chest heaved for a moment as a tear slipped down his cheek, and he smiled sheepishly. You made these last months so much more than I had reason to hope for. My life had been so empty. I hope I have been able to provide you any comfort as well. She smiled, wiping away a few tears, although her lips trembled. You have been a great comfort to me, my dear friend. She hesitated, then it burst from her. I am a goddess, Ryan. Please, I can make you immortal, keep you alive. Will you let me? Will you come live with me in my palace in the stars? You will be healthy and whole, and we will never be lonely again. He stared at her, that thoughtful gaze of his again, and that old pain she had seen in his eyes, the darkness. It cleared in its entirety. All she could see was that sunrise, and it was dazzling. She saw it dazzle him, surprise him, and then delight him. He sobered, turning to stare out the window, with eyes that did not see it. When he turned back to her, the pain was gone from his eyes. All she could see was that brilliant, dazzling sunrise over his mind, body, heart, and soul. But she could also see his refusal, and it shocked, it hurt, but he held her hand firm in his. Another moment of silence, contemplation. He smiled, and his smile felt like standing in a warm beam of sun on a cold winter day. No, Everett, but you should not stay lonely. I think you should do this again. Go find more mortals to befriend them. Give them your joy and delight and charm and wit and live. Live that life you wanted with me, but live it with many. To live is to love, and to lose and mourn and die in turn. This is merely my turn. He brushed his thumb gently over the back of her hand. And someday, it may be yours too. Don't spend the rest of it alone. Promise me, Everett. She wanted to beg, to plead with him to come and live. That sunrise in his eyes, that acceptance and joy. But more, his desire for her to know the same. Promise, dear friend, she whispered. His dawning sky eyes filled, ever lonely, ever chamber of her, His dawning sky eyes filled ever lonely, empty chamber of her heart with warmth, love for her beaming out of them. Thank you, Starshine. And then he was gone. But she still felt that warmth. She wiped the tears from her face, slowly left the hospital to go back out into the world. She had a promise to keep, and a dying man's sunrise to carry with her as she did. And that is the end of it.
Ren out here telling me that there was going to be a cliffhanger. That's not a cliffhanger. That actually wrapped up pretty nicely, not gonna lie.
It did. It's just very good timing.
So I do want to point out, I like reading the stories cold because I feel like it gives a good practice, if that makes sense.
Reading in general?
Well, the reading in general, but like reading stuff cold, like I feel like that is a skill in itself. Like just...
Is it?
Yeah, like I feel like the more I do it, like the better I get at it. Because like when we're writing our stories, like we basically practice them the whole time. We know what's coming. We know the words we've
Not gonna
used.
lie, I think I stutter more on my own shit sometimes too, though. But I think it's different if you don't like constantly read new scripts, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that. That could be.
Yeah, because I took drama for many years, and you know, I used to voice act for other projects, so I'm used to not knowing what I'm reading.
I am not. Well, I mean, I am, but not out loud, you know. How do you feel about free players being able to play any race now in Final? I don't play it. I don't play Final Fantasy 14, so I have no opinion. Don't care. It was beautiful. Yeah, all the stories tonight were good. Like heavy though, heavy.
I mean, it's a heavy topic.
It
it's
is.
like
It is. Well,
mortality
I mean, actually,
versus immortality.
like that's not what.
It said heartwarming short
It said heartwarming short story, and everybody was like, drama, mortality.
I like how they were all like kind of bittersweet. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
bittersweet.
They all had like a tinge of melancholy.
Mine was straight up sad. I just was like, no, I'm going for it.
I'm like, because I was gonna go like the fairy tale route where I just wrote virtually the same thing. Yeah, but then I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't even know why I chose to do a romance, but I guess it's just how it be. I guess that's just how it be. You have given
sometimes
so much life to the character I created. It made it feel so alive. I love them all. Aw, thank you. It was a pretty good prompt. Like there was enough there that
it was a really good prompt. Like there was like detail that we had all adhered to, but the way we all described it was vastly different.
Yeah,
Which I thought was really cool.
I thought, like, when I think of heartwarming and whimsical, I think of it being, like, really cozy and you leaving with, like, a satisfied feeling of complete, like, resolution and completion and, like, you know, happily ever after type shit. Not, and then they died and then they had to move on. Like...
That's literally the route both of us took, but there's still like
Yeah.
like acceptance in that. I still feel like it's heartwarming enough. Even yours too. Like even with like the tragedy of it, like she still had to move on. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I just yeah, I think Torx was the least sad of all of them.
I know, it was just we had a nice night out.
Yeah, Torque was like, I'm gonna write a Yuri romance, and we're all just like doom and gloom and moving on in heartbreak.
All four of us, and then they died.
And
exactly,
they
that's what
died.
people did. I was like, I don't know. I really wanted to adhere to the prompt. I'm a stickler for the rules. So I was like, okay, I'll make it more heartwarming than I intended to.
I feel like yours was pretty heartwarming, even though like it had that movement of
that's why I said
time
it was
in it.
bittersweet. I don't think it's like super sad though.
I feel like mine was probably the saddest, and then maybe Ren's, and then yours, and then Torque's. Like it like from most to least. Which is
I mean,
really
I
funny.
left hope for what lies beyond.
Yeah,
but
mine
who
was
knows?
just like heartbreak and sadness, acceptance, moving on. Like all four of us, and then they died. Torque meet the old
behold
hand.
the weight of mortality.
Oh, that's so funny. Hi, Rat Pack. Oh, Rat Pack got mommy KO. Should have got that yesterday.
Start in 6 minutes.
Yes. What was I was gonna, oh,
Hello,
I
hello,
actually,
my
I
dear.
think this is the first story where I've put Easter eggs in my,
I saw the Easter eggs and I was pleasantly thrilled.
yeah, I was like, you know, I need to take a page out of Kit's book in this one. I did, let's see, so this tavern is
I
canonically,
caught the Fae and the plot for revenge.
revenge.
Like
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, no, yeah. So this
yeah.
tavern
Is it
is
her tavern?
canonically the one that was the very first story that we did. That's
Yes,
yep,
okay, that's
mhm.
that's what it felt like.
Yeah. So that's
And then
canonically the
the
tavern.
dimensions of chickens too.
Yeah.
Like the warlock.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah. Oh yeah, Kit's was the first one, and it was really long. It was so good though. Please go back and listen. It is
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
I highly recommend.
Shadow Legion TY for the follow. What program are you using? What program are you referring to? I have like 8 tabs open. You're gonna have to specify.
Yeah, yeah. Which program? Oh,
Writing? This is Google Docs, guys.
yeah. Kit's using Google Docs.
I have to type at work, so I prefer to just have it there with me.
Google Docs has an extension where you can do dark mode.
Does it? Because
Yep.
I'm using a forced extension for the entirety of Chrome.
Oh, I mean, there's two. I don't use the forced extension for Chrome, but there is one specifically for Google Docs that I use.
Interesting. Huh,
I don't even
did
use
not
Google
know
Docs
that.
though. I use Scrivener, and it has an automatic dark mode that I can change the theme of it to like look however I want it to, basically.
It's good.
Use
Word. I am no longer subscribed to Word. So I
yeah,
cannot.
same. I was like, I can't afford this.
Every time someone submits like a Word file, I have to open that shit in like a PDF file
Really?
format.
Oh, I can just drag and drop mine into Scrivener, and it just
I
auto
can't,
formats
yeah.
it for me. You should be able to do that with Google Docs. You could just drag it into GDocs, and it should just open it.
But
for
I
you.
have a Stream Doc formatted for Stream. Like it has weird
okay.
margins, so I prefer to import all the text into.
No, I get it.
one
I get it.
document.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
And I use the same document every week. I just replace the text.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Scrivener. I love Scrivener. In mine, I sort of wanted to imply romantic spiciness, but in an unspicy way. Yeah, I can see that. I did get a little bit of that.
You also have Scrivener. Ooh.
I like Scrivener for plotting, planning, doing like the first draft writing, and then when I need to edit, then I will use like Google Docs or Word if I had it. If I had it, I would be Word, but it'll be Google Docs in the future.
You went for platonic. I like how we had 2 platonic and then 2 romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Going. It was a pleasant divide.
I haven't done any romantic ones really yet. Well, the first one was kind of. Does that count as romance? I think it's romantic, Okay.
right?
I
It had
mean-
romantic like undertones.
I was gonna say, I mean, she stabbed him. I guess it's romantic.
It's a fine line.
It's a fine
Love and
line.
violence.
Love and violence. It's a fine line. Yeah, how many words is this altogether?
Let me think. I think I've gone romance, every one but the bird one, no? There was no romance to be had, only death and sadness.
I have half a novella right now. I'm so proud of myself.
They love
Yeah,
each other anyway, and it's fine. There's different types of love, so.
Yeah. Let's see, Deja Vu. That was the dating. Well, I guess but even the dating one wasn't really. It was romantic, but it was creepier.
It's like
than it was
fucked up romance.
Yeah. Like it's like dark. Well, it was like a dark romance novel, like one of those real dark romance novels.
Because
I don't like how you can't share your work with another PC for Scrivener. Why not? Oh, I mean,
Can you not?
You can. If you have Scrivener on 2 PCs, you just have to, like, I upload mine to Google Docs and then I download it on my laptop and then I just go from there. So technically you can, you just have to be careful about it. Because I have Scrivener on 2 PCs. I have it on my desktop and then I have it on my laptop. Actually, also, in case you needed, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can install Scrivener on a USB drive and just write from your USB drive.
That is bizarre to me.
I have
a lot of programs are like that too.
Have done it.
I'd be scared of like okay, the reason why I don't put my like whole ass stories on USB drives anymore is because I tend to lose them.
Yeah. Well, I did, because I did that. Like, my laptop corrupted the USB folder. Thankfully, I didn't have too much on it. I have all of my shit backed up in like 5 different places right now. But yeah, it's like, ugh.
You guys are about to be hit with ads in like 40 seconds.
It's okay. They can take it. I meant the
Hold
demon
strong,
one where
guys.
she stabbed
3
him.
minutes of ads.
They loved each other. Okay. The demon one.
The demon one where she stabbed. Those are 2 separate prompts, though. No, the demon lord prompt and the.
Wait, are you? I think he's talking about your demon one where she stabbed him.
I meant the demon one.
The second
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That one. The one where it's really funny.
You should let me stab you.
You should let me stab you. That was I did like that one actually. Well, I have a question. What? No, there is a story where there was a demon lord and the girl stabbed him. It was the second one the kid did.
Yeah. I was so confused. I was like, dude, I don't even remember what craptastic story I wrote.
I think, you know what? At this point, I think I remember all of the stories so far. Wait, I have a question. I have a question though. Out of all of your stories, what's your favorite so far?
Dude, that's a good question. I probably spent the most time on the Demon Lord one. I don't know if it came out the best, but it was the most convoluted. Like the one with the most like plot threads. So it's probably like the one I dedicated the most time to. Maybe that one's my favorite.
You know what though? I liked the characterization in that one the most of your stories, I think. I feel like the characters like stood out to me more. Just their banter and their
probably because I spent longer.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Is like
Yeah.
I think mine would be. That's a good question. I think either it would be the warlock one with the chickens or the tavern one.
I was gonna say the warlock one was really good.
Yeah, the warlock one was really fun.
Question, can I join the Discord call? Not the call, but you can join my Discord, where we do writing shenanigans. We chit chat all day long. This is the link for my Discord, if that's your cup of tea.
And then this is mine.
And every week you can submit a prompt or multiple prompts. You can submit multiple prompts a week. But the prompts with the most reactions to them get carried over to stream, or we vote on them live to see what we're writing for next week. But yeah.
I don't know what to do with this ghost one. I'm not gonna lie.
I know exactly what I want to do, and I'm so ready. It's gonna be 7K work.
No, okay. You know
I really
what?
hope not.
I might have to cap you at your word counts.
Kidding. That's gonna take 50 minutes to read. It's probably gonna be more.
You
like
would do it.
I would do it.
I was like, no, you would do it. You would totally do it. I don't know. I think I want to go and like clean these up when because like I would love to do an anthology where we publish it.
We should. We honestly should, because this is a lot of work for these just to exist in the void.
Yeah. Well, literally, you're gonna be 3/4 of the book.
I'm gonna be more. I feel like you get double what we get. I get quadruple. You know who I am.
Kit gets as many words as she wants.
You're going to like it.
I feel like I did pretty good this week. Like I feel like maybe because I have been really busy lately, and there was like a couple like in the middle, because like I did 2K, like almost 3K words, 3K and more, and then it was like 3 weeks in a row it was like barely 1.5K words, and then I started going up
Damn.
again. So I'm wondering if it's just like I'm getting more time now.
It could be that. For me, the last few prompts, I only had Sunday to write, so then
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
forced to do it all in one day.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I'm like fucking panicking.
See, I did some of those days when I was working at the store, I would just write on Monday. I was like in the store at work, like writing like 1,000 words and editing before I could like come to stream that day.
I think off and on, writing at work, I can only spawn like 1K during my shift because I keep getting stopped
Yeah,
and I keep rereading what I wrote. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. Chat must rebel against our checks notes. Demoness overlord. Never mind, that checks out. Wait,
You can
who's
try,
the
but I don't think you're
demoness?
gonna win. I think he means me because I said, "Do you know who I am?"
Oh,
about
okay,
the word
okay. I was
count.
like, man.
You can try. I don't think you'll win that argument. I'm just saying.
I thought you were a dragon too.
I am.
Just-
I am everything. Everything all at once.
You're everything all at once. So, I mean, you know.
You join the Discords. Welcome
Nice.
aboard, my dear. Yeah, I think
yeah, we
I
do
sorted
lots of
my
writing
prompts
stuff.
by month. But if you have a story idea that you want us to do, feel free to post it. Just make sure it adheres to Twitch guidelines, and that it doesn't exceed 100 words. Because bitches be wordy, and I am
Yeah,
a wordy bitch.
Yep. You are leaving the sometime on the 20-something to the 20-something.
You're so funny.
You've told me like 10 times and I still don't remember.
We have one more week of
Yes.
normal story time,
Yes.
and whatever prompt we get on the 18th, it will not be read until the 1st of the month.
Yes, we are
First of
skipping the 25th. I might do a solo. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a solo stream, just, you know, chat and whatever, or if I'm going to take the day off. I haven't decided yet. Could be one of those two.
The con ends on the 25th. Depending on when I get
but
home,
you
I
don't
might
need-
be able to join you for that, but it's up to you.
Nah, I would rather you like get home and then like decompress, because you're going to be
Fucking pass out.
Yeah, you're going to be peopling and you don't like people. So you're going to get home and like just be like, I want to murder everybody. I need to go to bed.
Am I gonna start picturing a fucking Viking and a 90s housewife?
Oh, sorry, I can't rebel against our dragon and merfolk overlords.
Not a mermaid. That's the one thing I'm not.
You know what? I will allow the posting of one in each Discord.
What do you mean? There's. Okay. I was gonna say you could totally cheese the system
Yeah.
too, because nobody posts in my Discord. So if your prompt
So if you're the only person that
does not get
posts,
seen,
Yeah.
or like get swept in the tide, you can post in mine, and
Listen,
it will almost for sure make it to stream.
we just want
saying.
prompts. That's all we're looking for. So whatever one, like, you could theoretically have 2 prompts go head to head if nobody else submits. So if nobody else wants to submit anything, well,
Then I will pick, and mine always gets chosen.
yep. Yeah, so if you go join Kit's Discord and submit in hers,
Think of it like a
yeah,
fast pass,
fine.
guys.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, let's, what do we, oh, I still have to make, hold on, I can do this in like 2 seconds.
Kit, your voice reminds me of a girl I've seen on social media a few times who purposefully traumatizes creepy men and brings you joy.
Oh, I love her! Oh, I love her! I know exactly who you're talking about. Actually,
That
there's
is so funny.
is if it's the one I'm thinking about, she's amazing. She's like got dark hair and she wears a lot of like moon things. She's so funny. Actually, I think her name is Cat, right?
Stop. Not another doppelganger.
It's like a kit or a cat or something. Kitty. Her name is Kitty. Yeah, Kitty. I'm pretty
Oh my
sure it's
God.
Kitty.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're thinking of the same person.
I love her. She's so funny. You know what? She's a lot more high pitched and like nasally than Kit is, though.
I mean, that could be fixed.
I
this
mean,
preferable?
wait, it was really
I
nice.
could talk like this for the rest of the stream.
I mean, hey, that's gonna hurt you, not me.
Yeah, well, the Ash Ketchum voice hurts you.
I was literally, when you were reading your story, I was like, oh, Ash Ketchum went to space for Pokemon.
Good night, Torque. Take care, my dear.
Okay, so the 18th, so May 18th is the next thing. So I have that in the Discord up now. So if you want to submit your bullshit, please do. I guess I should.
If you have a prompt, we are more than happy to hear it. It doesn't even have to be text, too, guys. If there's like a book cover or whatever, like an image that you want us to make a story based off of, that'd be fun too. And we also do first lines, last lines, or like, I don't know, a sentence within the story too. The Ash Ketchum voice is your favorite?
It killed my throat, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Pikachu, I choose you.
Pikachu, I choose you. Yeah, accepted formats are as follows: short text prompts, single image prompts, first line prompts, and last line prompts. I don't think we've
Twitch
ever...
appropriate. Nothing weird, guys.
I think the only...
I can't stress this enough.
I don't think we've had anything but the text prompts.
Yeah. I was really hoping for, like, write a story based on this, like, thoughtful image. Post a picture of clouds.
Clouds.
The last line, and they all died. I could put that at the end of any.
They all died! That's what we just wrote!
Oh, that'd be crazy. Oh my god.
No, that would be really funny. Yeah, I have written those stories. Please don't make me do it.
They all died. The end.
Ghost.
What if you just send a sentence from a book? I mean, you could.
Yeah.
We will turn it into our own form of fuckery.
I mean, as long as you just put, like,
as long as it's vague enough, right? Where we don't get in trouble.
I mean, even then it wouldn't matter. It's just, like, we're not writing a whole novel around that line, so it actually doesn't even
matter. I see, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, you can send us a sentence from a book. Actually, if you do that, then we get to pick either if it's a last line or a first line, or wherever we put it in the story.
Or somewhere smack in the middle.
Yeah.
It's a random line on a post-it note.
Lesbian heist. Any image I submit might have safety issues. Maybe don't submit those images then. Also, hi Toto. You missed. Wait, were you lurkins? Did you hear the story? Actually, today was what would it be?
You missed the grief, the recreational
grief stories today. I did. What is the pun? Lesbi and heist. I'm too tired for. I didn't get very much sleep last night. I'm too stupid for this.
I like how we were in call and Kay was like, I had a terrible night's sleep, as in I didn't sleep at all, and I was like, me neither.
Yeah, it's been one of those nights. It was one of those nights last night. Yeah, it was games night with my friends, so I was hearing y'all reading. Ooh. I have really been looking, like, I feel like this is the highlight of my week now. To like come on and share. I don't know. I really like writing like the little contained stories and then reading them. Like, there's such a feeling of accomplishment that it's been really nice.
It feels like presenting a project, and in a way it is. And in that case, I take great joy in it because I'm academically inclined.
Oh, see, okay. The way that Twitch formatted your thing, Tenki, it did not look like that. So I was like, I didn't get it at all because I couldn't see what was going on. Like, how'd y'all take this time so seriously for writing? I love it. I love it. Yeah. Let's be honest.
Phonetically, that didn't read to me either. It doesn't read as honest.
Well, the hyphen, it says like it's and then hyphen and then like. The hest is like on the second line. It just looks weird on my side of chat because of how it is.
Oh, on hest. I see. I'm dyslexic and I'm tired. Leave me alone.
I know. This is too much for me. I can't wait till we get to the point where it's like we have enough for a book. I'm actually really excited for.
We are
making a
definitely
book.
getting there.
Yeah. I will keep us doing. If we only get one book out of this, that's fine. I don't care. But I want a book out of this. The cosmic anthologies, cosmic compendium anthologies. What would we call it?
Just the Cosmic Compendium,
Just,
I guess. Well, that might be trademarked. Don't quote me on that.
Butts. We'll call it butts. It's fine. We'll just call it C4. People will be like, why?
It makes me giggle every time I hear it.
It is so good though.
It's the best.
So I guess you're gonna go bittersweet next week again, and I'm gonna go comedy, but they're still gonna read exactly the same because we can't get out of each other's head.
It's bad because we text each other too, and we're like, okay, well, if you're gonna do this thing, then I'm gonna do the opposite. But then sometimes
then
we end up
it's-
switching.
Just
Oh my god, it happens every fucking week, and I'm like, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
it's not gonna matter. It's still gonna be the same.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it's so vague. Whatever we tell each other is so delightfully vague, and somehow it leaks
Yeah, we
in.
don't even say anything to each other. Like, there's nothing. There is no defining anything. Because I don't even know, like, I might have told you that it was a romance, but I didn't tell you anything else. Other than it was going to be sad.
But okay, but then you telling me it's going to be sad made me brace myself for it. So I feel like it didn't hit as hard, for me anyway.
Oh, I mean, that's true. That
Like,
could be. Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just unfeeling. I don't know. I'm like, when is it? When is it going to happen? When am I going to cry on stream, guys?
I mean, I will say, like, I feel like mine probably wasn't long enough to be completely immersed and, like,
That's true, too.
yeah, because
I
it's
feel like
pretty short. It was, like, I mean, for me, it was fairly short. I mean, for you,
That's
it was fairly short. For me, it was pretty long.
like, that's probably why I make mine as long as I do, because I want people to, you know, have that sense of immersion.
I feel like you write so
cost
much
is
faster
steep.
than me.
It's deep.
You write so much faster than I do.
I don't think that I do. I think I'm just
that
wordier.
you do. I think that you do.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Like,
I also use the same like 20 words too. Like ephemeral has popped up in like 3 different fucking weeks.
that's okay. That's not. Oh no! You use a word. How dare you?
I use
you
a
use
very
a word
large
for.
word that
You
I
use a
only know
word
what it means
for
all
a
the
very
time.
specific thing, and oh no, you're writing about a specific thing. Yeah, if I'd had more
The other
time, you'd be
I'd
crying. Yeah.
I-
I mean, here's the thing, though.
I can't
Like,
think
if
of the last piece of media that made me cry. I can't recall.
I used the 100 times. I use, dude. So the thing is, as we're reading this, I can see where things like.
Or like where you accidentally use the same word.
Yes,
the
and I'm
sentence
just
after.
like,
I'm like, I couldn't have been bothered to use it to come up with a synonym. Come on.
I was actually doing that last night. I was trying to go through and get some of those that were really close. I didn't even get all of them.
Bothers
That's
me.
why editors exist. But editors cost money. I don't have.
We are the
monies.
editors.
We are the editors. Yeah. It's
Which
me.
actually
I'm the editor.
editing. I like you know, refining text after it's been written.
Yeah. Actually, you know what we should do? Well, I don't even know if that would be a good thing. I was gonna say what we could do is in the editing phase, we could just swap stories and edit each other's work.
God.
But
we also have like 2 vastly different writing styles.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It's like you might say like, oh, this sentence is grammatically incorrect, and I might say, well, it's style.
It's a pretty, leave it. It's got glitter. Shut the fuck up.
I feel like I adhered more like sentence structure wise in the first few weeks. Like I wouldn't start sentences with but and or like anything like that. And now I just don't fucking care.
Yeah, I was gonna say I ain't got
to
time for that. I ain't got time for that.
I don't.
I have a week.
I used to go out of my way to make sure that it like works without using like connecting words like that.
As long as it sounds pretty and passable, that's all I care about. I've also found like sometimes the shorter sentences have been kind of nice to give emphasis to stuff. I've been using those a little too much lately, and I'm like, I need to stop.
I haven't gotten that far yet. I don't want to make like fragments, I feel like.
I have been using
partly because it gets flagged in my editor, but I'm like
see, that's the problem is like when I'm using Scrivener, it doesn't have an editor, so I don't get flagged.
It doesn't. Oh fuck! It doesn't tell you.
Yeah, so that's part of where I'm like, fragments have always been the bane of my existence. I use them a lot, and I always have, and it fucks me
I feel
over.
like I used to, but then I got wordier, so then I just connected all this.
I'm like, I just want things to be done.
I definitely wrote a lot more differently before, like prior to this. Yeah, when I used to write a lot more.
Like I feel like your writing style is like very. It is very fairy tale-ish, you know.
Good.
Like you have a really nice writing style actually. I feel like
my
mine
thing
is
is,
just...
I want it to like feel good. I guess when you read it out loud, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I make sure to use like very big descriptive words, so like it's more fun to listen to. If that makes sense.
My sentences tend
That's
to
how I
randomly wind up inside out. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting a little better. Like I'm trying to, I'm copying you, Kit, and I'm trying to get like more descriptive. I'm trying to play more with the
Use your
descriptions.
words, Kale.
I'm trying. But
what I've been doing lately is if I have like a fragment, I'll move it around the paragraph to see if it fits better somewhere else than where I initially wrote it.
That's funny.
Like, no, I literally mean like copy and pasting the whole like fucking half sentence.
Dude, I'll do that with
Sticking it somewhere
paragraphs. I'll do that with paragraphs if I'm like, I feel like the flow of this is weird.
For me, I feel like if the flow is off, I tend to write more, which is good and bad. Like I'll add more to make it make sense is my thing. But yeah.
I do the opposite, which is really bad. Which is probably why I have like such tiny word counts.
Or like you edit and you take things out.
Yes.
I see.
And I don't need to be doing that. I always have to do the opposite, but it's just my instinct is to just pare down just because of like the jobs that I've worked.
I see.
So I have to, that's one thing I'm trying to like, I guess, train myself out of is add more words, because you write too dry and too bare, lady. I'm the one that writes.
If you write nonfiction, you have to be succinct in your writing, which is understandable.
I worked at a newspaper. Like you could give me 2 pages and I can pare it down to a paragraph. Like I can get to the point real quick. Which has been actually, working at a newspaper has helped me do synopsises and elevator pitches. I can do those crazy good now. It's just like the rest
of skill to have.
Yeah, it is. But the rest of my writing, however.
I mean, not in a newspaper, but I work in marketing where the text literally doesn't fit if it's longer than like 5 words. So
yeah, you're like, I have to be.
I've also become
very
accustomed
succinct
to like shrinking and kerning text to like make it fit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Make it fit. It will fit.
Ren said, I'm going to like the prompts for this week. Ooh, I'm very excited to check them out after stream.
Hold on. I need to do I should probably be a streamer and do my bingos. Okay. Should we find somebody to raid? Are we done yapping or?
We should
Okay,
abscond into the night.
Sylvana has been bothering me, so that counts. That too. You know what? I killed a spider right before stream, so I'm counting the spider bite attack.
That is, oh my god,
They're all over in my room. It's killing the
Stop!
spider.
I don't need to know!
Oh, girl, I can tell you have all the bugs. And like some of them are behind. I have curtains with a little bit of tulle on them, and it gets behind the tulle, and I'm just like,
nope, that's a bug magnet. Nope.
Yep. I have spiders. I have ants. I have earwigs. I have everything. I've got everything.
I have industrial grade pesticide and no pets. So I bombed the shit out of my house.
Yeah, somebody got mommy KO today, so we're gonna do that. I forget things all the time. Did that. Did that. Somebody hurry up and get a bingo so that... Did that.
These are so boring. Someone hurry up and win already.
Oh, you know what? I did the writing one and I didn't mean to do... I should do one for reading. I should do a bingo call for like stuff we do when we're reading. Does the death...
Writing the same fucking story?
You know what? Yes. Yes, it does. Also, anguished writer sounds. That's like what we do every stream. Okay, I guess that's fine. That's what you get. So yeah, don't forget. Oh, okay, never mind. We're gonna be here for a little bit longer. Do your votes. Do your bingo votes. And I will take a peek at who we can. Oh yeah, we were gonna raid that one dude if he's still on.
He's still playing Dark Souls, I think.
Okay.
We...
Before stream, we decided we were gonna try to raid the old grandpa VTuber.
You can't call him that.
What? But he calls him. He literally says like an old man. He literally says it himself.
Oh my god.
Who else is on though? Wait, how long has he been? Okay, I think he started like right when we did, actually.
Did he now?
He did. Although, have you seen his little avatar right now? His little VTuber model?
I've not taken a peek.
You should look at it. It's really cute, actually. I'm gonna look really quick and see who's in the same category. You got a double bingo! Congrats!
Congrats!
Do your vote stuff. Get done. Oops, no, stop. I think it's really funny that the person with like the highest views in the writing category is German.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's the funniest thing. I've lurked in his stream a couple times. I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but
you were so funny.
I don't know, it's fine. I just
triple bingo. Oh my god.
Shit. I like to lurk in random streams sometimes. Like just people that I have no idea. I'm like, we'll go see what you're doing. Why not? You know. I don't always like watch them. Like sometimes the vibe just isn't there, but like
I get it. I feel like I used to, but I just don't have the time.
I like to lurk when I'm writing, actually. Like if I'm writing my short stories, I'll go and just lurk on people's streams. Co-work, basically. Like I just need somebody there that you know, chilling.
I don't want to think about what I leave on in the background.
What do you leave in the background?
I don't want to think about it.
What do you leave in the background?
Probably someone playing some fuck-ass build in a League game, because the rage makes me type faster.
Why? Oh my god, that's actually really funny.
I have
I'm not even paying attention. I have no room to talk because I will like put on drama tubers for like the
See?
the author
They're like,
community. I will put on like author drama tubers or like art drama tubers.
But,
Very rarely I'll do
sometimes
like
you
a
get
VTuber.
invested in the drama,
Yeah, just-
and then like
I
sometimes
don't
you
even-
stop typing, right?
Yeah, I don't even necessarily care about it. I just need something in the background that I
No, but
it's
then, like,
interesting.
sometimes it gets really spicy.
Yeah, it's like I need it to be interesting, but not so interested that I'm invested and can't not work. You know, it's like a good middle ground.
Interesting enough to leave on in the background. I see.
Yeah. My favorite background videos are analog horror analysis and kitchen nightmares. Ooh, those are interesting.
I would
I've
have
seen a
such
couple of those.
anxiety.
I love those. I love those. Hello, disaster.
Hello, my dear. Thanks for
Disaster.
stopping by. It's been a while. Oh my god.
What are you doing, Ren? What are you doing? What are you doing over there?
Are we left to believe that it's quadruple bingos?
Oh, you know what's funny is that the event that you voted for, I literally just did. I was like, what are you doing over there? Fuck. Oh, the irony. Wait, who's on the lead right now? Oh, Ren is trying to catch up with Tanky.
Ooh.
I'm literally just playing bingo. I'm not even voting. Letting other people do it for you. Avatar
Yeah, it has
redesign.
been busy working
Ooh.
on your avatar redesign and story. Ooh.
Story.
Let
you
me know the
say?
concept. I'd love to see the work in progress or anything you want to share in the Discord.
Story, you say?
Stop. Oh my god, she's gonna go into the sales pitch.
Sales pitch.
By all means, go ahead. We're trying to wrap up anyway. For anyone just tuning in, we are actually preparing to depart.
We are. It is over.
You missed it. You missed it all, guys. All the fireworks, everything. The dust is settling.
Yep. So I gotta admit, I just can't stand drama tubers, especially when so many of them have made up shit badly researched over the years. That's the thing is, like, I put it on as like background noise. Like I'm
She's
not
in the
invested.
drama.
Yeah, I'm not invested enough to care to, you know. We need more bingos, do you? Do you really?
All of the bingos.
I'm trying to get chat needs to get their zoomies out so that we can head out. All of them?
Alrighty.
Give me all? Okay. Are you done with your bingo zoomies? Could get 3 more, but okay, you know what? Here. Go if you want to join the Discord for prompts and stories and things. Go join the Discord. Oh, also, don't forget, if you want to read tonight's stories and any other stories that we have written in the past, we post everything for free on Patreon, and you can read it today. I will be posting today's stories tonight, a little later on, probably like within the half hour I get off stream. And yeah, if you want to read them, they are there. You can do so for free.
Mm-hmm. And the prompt for next week, the ghost haunting your apartment refuses to scare you and instead keeps leaving notes apologizing for what it's about to do. So that's the story we're going to be writing for next week, to be read on the 18th.
Yes.
And then
we're taking a
the
break.
prompt picked on the 18th will be read on the 1st.
Yes.
So we're taking a small break after next week.
Yeah. You know what? I think maybe I just won't stream on the 25th. I think I might take a break. Might be good.
You should. Rest is
should.
important.
It is. It very much is. Okay, are you done with your zoomies? We're gonna go raid Almontis VTuber VT. His PNG tuber today is really funny. Yeah, like there's a comment that says cute old man form. That's literally. Okay, actually we should end the call or we'll be here forever.
We should literally say our goodbyes.
Okay, so let's start the raid in count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Start that raid.
Ready?
And then say goodbye. Say goodbye, chat. Say goodbye to Kit.
Bye-bye. Catch you guys next time.
And bye, Kit's chat. Have a good night. Okay, bye.
Bye, KO. I'm hanging off.
Okay, bye. Okay. You know where to find me. You know the things to do. I hope you guys have a good night. Drink your water, eat your food, take care of yourselves. Do the things. I will be back on Friday. I love you all. I hope you have a good night. I'm gonna go here and then goodbye.